There we are.
Yes.
Yay.
It is live. All right, we have a heck of a crowd here.
We do.
All right, we are better late than never.
As always,
We are
in style.
about a half hour late, but we had some technical glitches. Surprise, surprise. And then Sarah showed up and fixed everything. So
that is kind of what happened. She showed up and it started working.
But all right, let's.
Okay.
Introductions are in order from right to left.
Doesn't matter. Okay, I'm Amber.
And I'm Lonnie.
I'm single Sarah. Lindsay.
Yay!
Woo!
And Mark is coming,
Yeah, he's
but
on
he
his
should
way.
have been here like 10 minutes ago, and apparently he got
Mark.
lost. So he'll be here. I don't like somebody's going to have to get up. Either that or we'll have him kneel down in front of us and talk. I
That
don't know.
sounds about right. But anyway.
But I'm going to try to like squeeze all 5 of us in here at one point to have like everybody on the same screen
It'll be okay.
at one point. It'll be neat though.
It will be neat.
It'll be neat.
But we also have lots of things going on today.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff going on. Okay, first,
I was fixing to say.
first, we are live at Infinity Flux. Our awesome sponsor. We'll be here till about 5 o'clock. We're going to draw our big giveaway prizes at about 4:45.
What's our giveaway prize?
We're giving away 2 pairs. Quit laughing at me, Sarah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Everybody be
Welcome to
nice.
UNN.
Everybody be nice to me.
Everybody be nice. It's not Lindsay you gotta worry about. It's me and Sarah.
Sad when I'm the good one.
I'm afraid she might feed off of
This
y'all's
is what happens when Sarah and I get together.
ridicule and negativity directed in my
Yeah.
immediate direction.
Yes, ridicule and negativity. Yes, the man. Okay, anyway.
That's what everybody was doing at the Mario Kart event. Anyway,
Oh goodness.
we are giving away 2 free pairs of tickets to Wizard World Nashville today. And there are a number of ways that you can enter. You can enter actually up to 4 different times. One way to enter is to make a purchase here at Infinity Flux. Any purchase, comic book, pack of cards. They might even it might even count if you buy a drink.
That's what I was thinking. I bet they would let it if they buy
That's a
snack.
purchase.
It's
I mean,
a
they
purchase.
didn't really.
They said any purchase.
Yeah, they didn't really nitpick or anything.
They just want you to buy some. Please buy something.
Yeah. So that's like the main point. The other way, probably the easiest, freest way, is to both subscribe to our channel and like Infinity Flux on Facebook. Now, if you've already subscribed, then you're basically already entered. All you have to do is come by and show us.
And there's Mark.
Mark shows up, and like we actually started half an hour late, and he still is late.
I had to go get food.
So he shows up to get
It's all
food.
good.
So I guess he'll be like hanging out eating.
No, I can slide in back.
I was wondering
Can
if
you
you were
get behind
gonna figure it out. See, they're cutting off the
There
top.
we go.
There he
Look
is.
at that.
There he is.
I can slide in.
The third way is to appear here. Somebody will move out of your way so you can come on the channel.
Will
It's
we?
over there.
Or they can kneel down. They can kneel down there. Or
Yes, you may come bow before us.
yes.
Bend that
Actually,
knee.
let's make that a requirement. They have to bow before us.
I'm not
Bend the
gonna
knee.
do.
Curtsy. Just bend the knee.
They're
Bend the
curtsy.
knee.
Yeah, bend the knee.
I'm not gonna do that. You can if you want to. I'm not gonna stop you. The other one. What else do we got to do? We got one more. Oh, cosplay. Show up
Yeah,
in cosplay.
show up in cosplay. Yeah.
Show up as anything. You know,
If they show up at Jubilee, do they get 2 extra tickets or something?
Yep.
probably.
They get an, if you're Jubilee, you can get 2.
That's all right. I have. Let's see. I have 2. I have 3 favorite Jubilees, and I know one of them is out of town this weekend, and one I don't even know her name, and the other one I'm not sure if she's going to show up today or not, but
I don't
probably
know.
not as Jubilee.
I have not messaged the Wildness, and I don't have my phone, so.
Oh, 4 Jubilees.
Yeah.
I forgot about her.
Yeah, I saw it.
Doesn't she like bring along like 18 kids when she comes? She
She
showed
just
up.
brings
at free,
the girls.
Yeah,
just
she
two.
came to Free Comic Book Day.
No, she had Paxton too. So 3.
I don't know.
Forgot. He's so quiet.
But the I guess all that we're going to be taking entries until 4:45. Then we're going to draw. So we're up here giving away those 2 free pairs of tickets. Whatever entries. Now this was Amber's idea. Whatever entries do not get drawn today, even if it's 2 or 3 or 4 entries, they get put into our Loot Crate drawing. So if you come in today and enter 4 different times for the Wizard World tickets and you don't get drawn, you get 4 entries into our Loot Crate drawing.
Yeah.
That's a really cool idea, Amber.
But I will say that if
somebody wasn't a fan at first, but I convinced him.
Yeah, I didn't know what to think about it. But I will say,
did you get him to bend the knee?
I mean,
I will say that the one rule we do have is if you do win a pair of Wizard World tickets, you are not eligible to win Loot Crate. That wouldn't be fair.
Really?
I'm not going to have
Okay.
We're going to have like a 30-day hiatus because we can't have somebody come in and win all of our contests.
What, you really think that's the
It's
thing?
happened before.
There's
Okay.
dissent in the kingdom.
But before all of y'all showed up, we actually 2 entries in a row. Ricky won. He won a graded comic, and then he won. God, I can't
that was
remember.
also before we showed up and had all these fans enter.
That is
So,
true.
I'm just putting that out.
That is true because back then we had literally 4 people enter, and now
Yeah.
we've got 2 or 3 dozen.
Yeah.
Enter.
So I don't think it's
I will
a
say
thing, but
goal of the
whatever.
day, and I almost bet money it won't happen, but we're all going to give it the old college try to make it happen, is we're going to try to get Jason from Infinity Flux to appear on camera today. It probably
Is he
won't
even
happen.
here?
Not yet.
He will be.
Oh, okay.
He will be here for a while.
I think Megan is going to a roller derby event tonight.
That's what you said.
And Jason said that he's going to be here. So now we have 2.5 hours to kill. Who wants to talk?
Well, let's see. What can we talk about? Oh, I know something we can talk about. We can hit on a malarkey moment. We called it about Beast being Mystique.
Holy crap. Sharon is online.
Oh,
Hi, Sharon.
hey Sharon.
I don't want to spoil it.
But we were right.
We were right.
I mean, we called it.
And
so.
I did actually do a review of Astonishing X-Men #2. And I did say, hey, there was a part in there that we were right about. If you're interested in the spoiler, and I put the link to our video where we mentioned it.
We would love to see you and Beowulf in person. That'd be amazing.
Yes.
Hey, come on down.
Yeah.
They can't. They wouldn't be here before. They live like in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
well,
they are regulars.
Yeah, that's a long trip.
I mean, if you try really, really hard and avoid all the police officers, you probably
Yeah, if you just have a vagrant disregard for, traffic laws, you can probably do it.
He seems like
just
he could
the
probably
effort you
drive
put
and
in.
make it here in that time.
Right.
If, physics weren't a thing.
So, okay, so let's see here. What new Thor trailer came out. Has anyone seen the new Thor trailer?
I
with
did
Doctor
not
Strange?
watch
I
it.
have not watched it.
Oh, okay. So there's a new Thor trailer which has Doctor Strange in it. So if you
Wait, I
haven't
can
caught that,
go watch it.
be sure you check it out. Let's see here. What else has happened?
This weekend is Gen Con, so there's like all the game stuff is happening.
Right. Gen Con is going on this weekend, and we're stuck here.
Where is that?
It's like somewhere in the
Geneva.
Midwest somewhere. I've never been, so I couldn't speak to it. I've always wanted to go, but never had the opportunity
Geneva,
or the money.
No.
Up in the northy part, but in the center of America. I think
Midwest.
Yeah, the northy. Northyish part.
All right. Well,
I don't know. I will never get to
So
go.
if you're one of so here's how this works. So if you're
Big
one of the
time.
fans that is currently at Gen Con and you're watching us while you're there, share this with all your people that you're there. Look at this cool show.
Send us things
We-
about all
we-
the cool things that you're getting to see and test and new games.
every
Even if they don't
like,
I don't know.
Speaking of which, I should probably share this on my Facebook page. So because I got a
Everybody,
couple friends that are at Gen Con.
everybody except Mark has a special Wizard World shirt today.
Oh.
That's okay. I came
Oh,
representing
Mark.
the local con, so it's all good. I came
Yeah,
representing
okay.
Con
All
Nougat.
right.
I actually was about to wear my Con Nougat lanyard, and then I realized that I have a Wizard World lanyard from when I went to Chicago back in 2014.
Yay.
So I took the little Stan Lee card off of it and put my Negan bat
There you go.
on there. Anybody want a little bump on the head? Look at Sarah's like, no. Sarah actually backed up about a half inch. So
She was a little concerned.
I would be too.
So, but also,
very
you know,
small
a
zombies.
programming note is, y'all like have all of y'all. I should have done that. I should have dressed up as Negan today and had everybody line up on their knees and walk by with my bat.
Well, you
Oh
got
my-
2.5
You're
hours. You
silly.
can run home and get changed.
I'll just let Amber and
We're
the
really
rest of
into
y'all
the being
carry
on
it.
the knees thing today. That seems to be a
It
recurring theme.
It is. That's
It seems to be the running motif.
bend the knee and then take the bat to the head. Somebody's getting
That
it.
could be so misconstrued.
Get on your knees and take
We're
the bat.
not that kind of.
So no.
No, we're not
We're
that
not.
kind
We're
of
not putting
networks.
people on knees and making them take wood. It's just not
No.
happening.
Mostly
With a
family
li-
friendly.
With a little barbed wire.
Oh my goodness.
Ouch.
I'm sure there's already a channel doing it right
So since we're talking bend the knee,
Okay.
can we talk about what we're anticipating for tomorrow night?
Is everybody called
Sure.
up? We're not going to be giving
I'm
away
caught
any.
up.
I'm called
And I
up.
have not read any spoilers or watched any of the
I
things.
haven't either.
Because
So
Now,
you
I-
heard they released the episode.
Yes.
Like HBO was like, you know what? Screw the leakers. We're going to release it.
Right.
Yeah,
it was
now,
like something in Spain. And
At the same time, from what I hear, it's horrible quality. Like it was okay, but it wasn't like 1080p surround sound and all that. They said the sound was pretty rough. Now, none of us have seen it, have we?
No.
Okay,
It's
I
totally
haven't
worth
seen
it to
it.
me to just wait and get what I'm supposed to.
We-
get.
There
They worked so
there
hard on
there was
it.
a
I don't
meme
wanna
that's
watch it
that's going around
crappy.
about that too. It shows Bran is like, this is Bran. Bran knows everything, yet says nothing. Be like Bran.
Yes.
But yeah, they screwed up and released this, and from what I understand, they didn't release the entire episode. It's like maybe an hour and 8-minute episode, and they only released like the first 58 minutes of it.
It's still just funny. It's like
So, but I do have friends who made the leap and watched it, and they have been kind enough not to spoil it. But from what I understand, and this is from people whose opinion I trust, this episode was so good, it's so eventful, and so just crazy that it made every other episode this season look like garbage.
Oh wow.
That's saying a lot because
especially when you compare it to the one with the battle.
Yeah, I was
And-
yelling.
They took that into
were
account
ridiculous.
because I asked. I said no spoilers. I was like, but you are considering like episode before last where all the neat stuff happened. And they said, yeah, just throw it out the window.
Yeah,
This
Kinsey
one.
was like, the whole time we were watching the battle, Kinsey was like, don't shoot the dragon. Like, every time the dragon came going in and he was standing there with the big crossbow, she was like, no, don't let it get shot.
Because we all knew that was the moment of death for the dragon.
Yeah.
But
Well,
luckily it didn't happen.
People are saying that it's still possible that, the big crossbow thing was called the scorpion. So, yes, it's got a stinger, but what's the other part of a scorpion?
The
Poison.
part.
Right. So everybody's trying to say that it was poison.
How? Now,
I
like,
wonder
no.
what she wrote.
yeah, Neil Beowulf is on here, and like, he and Sharon are married, and they're on here just talking to us. And, like, we were in the process of talking about Game of Thrones, and I wasn't paying attention to the chat. Well, apparently Sharon left a message, and then I looked down at it, and it says message retracted. So if she had to pull the message back, I could only imagine what she said.
What
Yeah.
did you say, Sharon?
There's no
Unless
telling.
it's a spoiler, and then
I don't even want to know. Like, actually, I was going to say what I can imagine is probably a lot worse than what she really said.
Yeah.
But no, knowing her, probably not.
Probably, yeah, no, it's probably about the same.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
Okay. Thank you for the warning.
yeah, my one of my friends that did watch the leaked thing posted that he did watch it. No spoilers.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ian.
That's really cool.
But he did say that it was amazing and mind blowing and just awesome. So
Well, here
thank you for not
is.
giving details.
Here's the thing. This season has 7 episodes, and this is episode number 6, meaning the next to last episode of the season. Historically, every season, the next to last episode of the season is always the best. I don't know why, but it's always by design. That episode in season 1 is where Ned Stark got killed. I'm pretty sure that Joffrey died in the
think
next to
you're right.
last episode of one season. I'm almost positive that the Battle of Blackwater happened. on the next to last
I would think
episode.
that you were correct there as well.
I'm trying to think. Oh, the Red Wedding happened on the next to last episode. So
Yeah, we always lose a major character.
yeah, you always lose a major character or numerous major characters. There's always a huge event that makes everybody talk until that same episode the next season. Typically there are 10 episodes and it's always episode 9. Well, now there's 7 episodes and we know it's going to be episode 6, and here we come. Holy crap, what is it going to be? Do we want to talk about some fan theories?
I have a few theories myself.
These are ones that we've read. I know Sarah's like twice a day. Check this out, Lonnie. And I end up getting a message with a link to some really neat theory that's going on.
I would like to hear some theories.
I've seen some fan theories
them.
that are just
I don't-
absolutely stupid.
I'm
on an island the rest of the week, guys, so please tell me your...
I also like reading people's comments on them. Because they're like,
Yeah.
no, this won't work. Or, oh, yeah, well, you know.
Oh yeah, I love to see people argue over fan theories, no matter what it is. It's hilarious.
Two theories that I'm going with that I really hope to be true. Number one is the one we've discussed before, where Bran ends up being basically the catalyst behind everything. He's the one, through his messing around with time and everything, is the one who drives the Mad King mad and all that stuff.
Oh, I read a new one that kind of sort of involves him that I'll share with you in a minute.
I'm going to have to check that out. And number two, the new one that everybody's talking about, and it's probably not new, but I just heard about it this week, is that the wall, the Great Wall, is going to fall down, and inside that wall is an imprisoned ice dragon who is going to appear.
I've heard that one, but I've actually heard it changed. I've heard that the ice dragon is now going to wind up being one of 3 of Daenerys' dragons. And that
Viserys.
Viserys. So the theory that I've heard so far is that, you know, Jon and his little group of Suicide Squad that have gone north of the wall to go and fight the White Walkers, like they're going to get, you know, way in over their heads, and Daenerys is going to fly in with a couple of the dragons.
Sounds right.
Night King's going to kill one of them and resurrect it as an ice dragon.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I've
That sounds
But-
really
heard
cool,
that
though.
one.
Wouldn't it be cool to see Jon eventually
who
kill the
gets-
Night King?
Who gets gypped out of a dragon then? Is it going to be Jon or
Yeah.
Tyrion?
Oh no! You saw that look on her face when he pet the dragon's nose. It's, oh, he's good with children.
Yeah.
He'd make a good daddy.
Even though he is her nephew.
Yes.
Yeah, but Targaryens are into that shit.
Yeah, the Targaryens are all into the interbreeding.
You know, like,
Oh, yeah.
But the
blood
other thing, the
sings
theory
to
that
one
I
another or
read
something,
about
or some
Bran
book I
is
read
that
had
Bran
that
is also the
thing.
Night King.
Sarah Douglas. That's
I've heard that.
Yeah,
I don't know if
Like-
but he doesn't.
Do you want me to watch the chat?
Martin
'Cause
doesn't
I
really do
don't
like the weird.
Well, the theory is that when
time
so
copy, not like that. I mean,
well,
he
the
hasn't
theory
thus
is
far.
that when he warged back to the birth of the Night King,
Yeah.
that he merged with the Night King so much that a fraction of him stayed behind.
Okay, that would be
Oh,
more
I
in line
remember
with the way that he writes.
Which is
than
why
just,
the
like-
Night King can sense it when he's like flying over as the birds and everything.
Well,
like
he
that.
he marked him during
Yes.
that one. So that's kind of what they're going with, but I don't know. God, we could sit here and talk Game of Thrones until 5 o'clock.
You probably could.
The one thing I know we did miss on one episode was that we didn't realize Cersei was pregnant. Like, I didn't hear what she said to Jamie.
Yeah, I didn't
yeah,
hear it
she's-
either.
yeah, she's pregnant.
Like no, like as soon as what's his name? It's not Cogburn. Whatever is it? Her
Tybern.
the
Maester.
God, the Maester.
Maester
yeah.
Tybern.
Yeah, like as soon as he was in there and was like,
I could give you something. I was
Yeah,
like,
and she
"Yep,
was like,
she's
no.
pregnant."
I was like, oh yeah, there's a bun in that oven. Supposedly, she could just be manipulating.
Yeah,
Jamie
that's-
And it
a
could
little
not
more,
be Jamie's.
because it is Cersei.
Oh, wouldn't it be something if it belonged to Greyjoy
Or Lancel.
or whoever?
I mean, you know.
Because Jamie
if
was.
she's pregnant and it's full term and she has it, money down that it's a dwarf.
That would be hilarious.
Just to piss her
That
Karma.
wait.
And then she kills it, and then Jamie's like, no, and that's when he strangles her.
Yeah, because everybody is pretty much on board with Jamie being the one that kills her.
You can't really tell
Be a
if the
dwarf
kid's a
baby?
dwarf, though, can you?
they're
No,
born?
you won't be able till it's born.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it'll
I'm
be
talking
born,
about.
and it'll be a
Can you
dwarf.
tell a kid is a dwarf when it's newborn?
I would think.
I would think that you could.
Probably.
Well, somebody Google it and comment the answer.
Yeah,
Don't
because
make us waste time and data. You're at home with Wi-Fi.
this has now become an interactive chat.
I mean, we're always interactive.
Yeah, so she has
Yeah.
the baby at the door. She kills it because she
I-
doesn't like them.
I
and
like
then
that
Jamie
idea.
is like, "You're a monster," and then kills her, and then probably might like suicide after. Maybe, who knows?
I think we're all pretty well set that Jamie is going to be the one to kill her.
Oh yes.
That's going to
I
happen.
mean, that would be
Well, it was
be probably the only thing that would really push him to that
it was
extent.
prophesied to her that her younger brother, that the Valinor, I think is the word,
Yeah.
would be the one to kill her. And Valinor translates to younger brother.
Which is both.
And of course, she thought it was, she of course
Tyrion.
thinks it's Tyrion, but even
Plot
though they're
twist.
twins,
Jamie came out.
Jamie
later.
came out second.
Yeah,
Or, yeah.
Yeah.
by a second.
So,
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how that whole deal unfolds. And I also want to talk about the theory
I just had a very, very bad thought.
that I also want to talk about the theory that everybody is saying that maybe Tyrion Lannister is also a Targaryen. That his
Yeah,
mother
that one's
screwed
been-
around on his father.
Well, because they mentioned that
With the Mad King.
the Mad King took
He-
a fancy to Joanne.
He
and-
also was able to pet one of the dragons.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
There is that. That's what I was
There is
saying. One of
that.
them's going to get gypped out of a dragon if one of them turns into a.
Now, wouldn't it be
wasn't
cool?
He freeing one. He was freeing him down that dungeon, wasn't he?
Hey, Tyrion?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's been framed like half a dozen times for one thing or another. He was.
No, I'm talking about when he goes in where the dragons are.
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah, he went down by
unchaining
him.
them?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what-
yeah, that's
that-
when the dragon was chained up and when Daenerys was missing.
Yeah.
That was one of those
And that's
things.
when they would have been
that-
particularly agitated. So
Yeah.
the fact that he.
That's one of those things that you really forget about, though, is that, yeah, for like a season, Daenerys had the dragons chained up and had that one running wild.
Yep, Drogon.
Cause she-
Yeah. Holy crap.
couldn't catch him.
That's one of those things I forgot about because,
Drogon
No.
was running around eating sheep.
yeah,
And occasionally small.
she was having
And
like,
occasionally kids.
she was having to make amends to all of the farmers. Like, I'm sorry
I
he ate
remember
your
that.
sheep.
But here's
Here's some gold to compensate.
let's see here, what else has there been? Another one of my favorite memes I've seen is, here comes, crap, I can't remember his name now. The guy that had the grayscale.
Jorah
Jorah
Mormont.
Jorah.
Could he
Yeah,
just
Jorah.
go away now?
No, because there's this.
old and he's
It's funny. There's
annoying
this.
and he's,
There's
like,
this
so
scene where there's this meme where he comes back and he's like, I fought by your side. You told me to go and find a cure. I went and find a cure. Can I be with you now? And then Danny's like, "This is Jon Snow."
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of feel bad for him because he's going to be he's going to end up being like God, what was the
The one
guy's
that
name?
betrays her for love. is the one
He's going to be
who's
Jacob from Twilight.
She's got one more betrayal or whatever, and that's
No. He's a lot older than she is. He's more like Edward.
he's just pitiful, really. Just like,
A lot like Edward.
yeah.
If we're gonna compare it to Twilight, I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, God, that thing. No.
But just remember,
No.
and I'm sorry if there are any fans
Friends
of
don't
this
let
book
friends
series,
Twilight.
movie series, just remember that Twilight was a story about one girl's choice between necrophilia and bestiality. That's all it is.
I mean, I've heard that, but still, it
Amber
never gets
reacted
any
like it was
easier.
new.
That was new. I just never
I
thought of
didn't
it
watch
like
all
that.
the movies. I wasn't crazy about the movies, but I did read all the books before even the movies even came out. I really enjoyed the books. They were really
You
good.
do realize that the books. Wait, no, sorry, there was something else that was.
I really enjoyed the Short Second Life of Bree Tanner. That was a really good book.
I'm still stuck on the Dresden Files.
Well, anything that gets people to read books.
Yeah.
So even if it's
But
not.
y'all even know what I'm talking about?
No, I've never heard of the one you're
No
talking
idea.
about.
It's
Tell us
the-
about your book.
You know it's a Twilight book. It's the young girl that at the end of Eclipse got killed. The younger girl.
Sounds like it would be a short book.
She was one of the vampires that was changed when the crazy woman that they were fighting went around creating her vampire army.
Okay, I remember.
And
Her name was like
the
Vanessa with red hair or something.
and when the people
good.
showed up,
I got
the group. See, it's been a long time, so I don't remember all the terms. When the group, the people who run the vampire world,
The-
when they showed up at the end of that book and was like, okay,
I didn't
we're
read
doing
the
this and that.
books.
And they just showed up and they killed her. Well, the Short Second Life of Bree Tanner was basically a book from the time she got changed to a vampire over the next few days until that group came and killed her.
Huh. No.
Didn't even know that was a
See,
thing.
I will say this, Sarah. I tried to read the books, and I got because everybody said you need to read them. They're good books. I'm like, okay,
They were
I'll try
good books.
anything once.
I just randomly
disagree.
picked it up and just started reading.
I disagree because. So I got into the book and I was like, I'm reading it and I'm reading it. I'm like, so help me God, if this woman tells me how beautiful Edward is one more time, I'm done. And then I turned the page and there it was. It was like looking at a Greek Adonis through the book. I physically threw a book across the room.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, if you could get past
the abusive relationship.
Yeah, the manipulative nature of
If
everything.
you could get past the fact that Edward's a pedophile.
that was really only the first 2 books when he was really abusive. That whole relationship.
It's only for a little bit.
That relationship.
And then once she
toxic.
completely
It
changes
was
her
very
life
toxic.
by giving it up, then they're happy.
Oh yeah, once yeah.
That book did a lot to me to reinforce that overdone dynamic that even happens in real life, where like, you know, this guy treats the girl like absolute garbage, but she's crazy about him. And meanwhile, here's this other guy over here who's just totally head over heels for you, and you're like, I'm going to string you along, buddy, until this other guy comes to his senses. And then that to me, that was what I saw.
To be fair, Jacob wasn't innocent of manipulation and coercion either.
Well, then he imprinted on an infant.
Yeah, that was kind of.
I mean,
Spoiler
they
alerts
do
for Twilight.
explain why that's not as weird as it sounds. I don't know. I did read the books because anytime something gets that popular and it's getting the regular population to read a story, I'm curious. Like, what is getting people going? I want to know. So I read those. I read the 50 Shades of...
How
did you get this
50
published?
Shades of emotional abuse?
Never touched it. Never
50 Shades of
read it.
Emotional, Psychological, Physical Abuse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't read that one yet.
So first off, it's a fan fiction based on. So it started off as a fan fiction of Twilight. Like it was on some like fan fiction website, and someone told this chick that, you know, you need to actually write this as a book. She wrote it as a book, and I love the fact that there's a majority of women out there who are like head over heels in love with this book and don't realize that the man is emotionally, physically, mentally abusive to the main character in the book. But that's what they want in a man. Which
But it's
tells you the
okay
state of
because
the world
he's
today.
super handsome and he's super rich.
Rich,
And-
Like
but
if
it-
Lonnie did that kind of shit,
Yeah, that's what somebody said.
he'd be like in jail.
That's what
It'd be
somebody said
terrible.
that if
Oh, they don't
if
know.
50 Shades of Grey, if 50 Shades of Grey had taken place in a trailer park, that would have ended up on Cops.
Maybe. There would have been a lot of stuff.
Probably no. If it was in a trailer,
I mean,
park,
he
you're
like
exactly right.
he stalks her. He
So-
controls what kind of car she has. Controls what kind of phone she has.
He made her
what
sign
kind
a
of-
contract. I mean,
Yes.
like a full-on contract.
It's kind of like that.
I
What
think she actually didn't end up.
that R. Kelly stuff that's going
And then,
on.
no, my problem with it is
It's
that
also a gross misrepresentation
of
the,
BDSM
Just
because
read some actual books about it if that's something you're
Yeah.
interested in, so that you know the rules going into it, because there are rules going into
right.
it.
For example, the safe word is the safe word, and if you say the safe word, shit stops. Period. Not push past it.
Okay.
Went on a rant. Okay, so
Anyway,
I got
let's
an idea.
back
Sorry.
off of the BDSM.
You said we
topic.
could talk about whatever we
I got
want.
an idea. We started talking about books. Let's
Okay.
go down the row, and everybody mentioned either their favorite book or book series, and tell us why we should read it, and tell the audience why we should read it. How's that sound?
All right.
Because we've talked about everything else.
Does
We've
it
not
have
really
to
talked
be
about books.
like an adult book, or can it be like
No,
a
it could be,
kid's
be any
book?
book.
Your
Just any
favorite,
books.
Your favorite.
favorite nerd-based book series.
Oh, so it could be a series too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'll tell you what mine is off the top of my head.
The comic books count? No. It has to be a book.
No pictures, Lonnie. No pictures.
Lindsay. Putting you on the spot.
Discworld, Terry Pratchett. He's my favorite. Oh my god.
What is it?
Discworld.
by Terry Pratchett.
Okay.
Of course, he's no longer with us, but his books are brilliant.
Oh,
and
yes. I agree.
it's dry humor, and it's very British, but it's very clever. There's parodies and satires, and it's not, drenched in romance or too much violence. And there's murder mysteries and something to figure out. And there's usually more than one storyline going on that don't seem related. And then he ties it all up, and not too neat of a package at the end. You're not just like, wow. You get to the end, you're like, wow.
What?
What? Ah! And then, not just the main characters are awesome, but like all the little characters along the way are awesome.
You want to come on?
And
Come say hello.
he has a lot
You still come in
of
for
very poignant things to say about humanity, why people are the way they are. He covers everything from feminist issues to equality, racial tensions using fantasy. He's just when I was taking my accounting classes, I read Making Money, which is one of his books about it's a Discworld book, but just that put so many things about how economy works in perspective. It was amazing, and I was like, this should just be on the
on the syllabus.
It should be, because it broke everything down in a way that you weren't expecting to do an economy lesson in a fantasy book, but boy, you did, and it was just really cool. But yeah, Terry Pratchett, love him so much. I have the Grim Squeaker tattooed on my thigh.
So I will have to agree. I love Discworld. What's your favorite book from the series?
Okay, this one's kind of silly. Actually, my actual favorite is a supplementary piece. It's the Where's My Cow book. He wrote a separate children's book that's the book that Sam Bynes reads to his son.
Right.
And I just think it's so cute that he went to that trouble, and it's like you're reading the story of Sam reading the book and then what's in the book and the pictures, and I just really like that that's even a thing. That's why it's my favorite, I guess. But outside of that, maybe Fifth Elephant is probably...
Fifth Elephant was a good one. I've read a few books out of the series. I've not read the whole series. My personal favorite's Hogfather.
Yeah, we watch it every year at Christmas.
Have to watch it at Christmas. That and Die Hard are my two Christmas movies.
Yeah. And Going Postal, they made that one into a movie. The Light
So far,
Fantastic.
they've only made the Magic one and Hogfather into movies, right?
No, Going Postal. And
They made Going Postal. I need to go see Going Postal then.
the guy that played the Pretty Wizard in the Harry Potter movies.
Gilderoy?
Gilderoy. That actor plays Moist Von Lipwig.
Okay, fair enough.
Sarah, favorite book?
Sorry, I didn't have an answer.
Oh, you're fine. I can't remember. I remember the name of the second book of the series, but I can't remember the first one. The second book's called The People of the Sparks.
People of the Spark.
I have no
That's
idea.
the second book. The first book, it's about like there's an apocalyptic world outside, and they're living underground. And they have all these like weird roles, and everybody's like assigned a job to do, and they have to do that for the rest of their life.
Sounds almost like the Hunger Games.
It sounds kind of like the Hunger Games. It also sounds like the Insurgent series.
Yeah, that thing.
I cannot remember the name of the first book. I can't remember.
Viewers, Google.
Google Sarah's book.
I used to go to school for early childhood, and I read a lot of kids books and like teen books, and that was one of them. It was really good. I liked it.
Okay.
It was really cool.
Like I can't. I have to pick an adult book and a child's book.
Okay.
Like I can't pick. Like number one, by far, Pet Cemetery.
Yes.
That was
Stephen
like
King respect.
that was the first Stephen King book I ever read from start to finish, and I couldn't put it down. It took me about 4 days to get through it, and I just blasted through that son of a gun quick. I guess like death has always fascinated me. Pets, of course. You know, I'm like a big cat.
So an
person.
undead cat is just
Yeah, an
the thing for you.
undead cat, and
Which is almost the same as regular cat.
I've seen yeah, pretty much. I've seen the movie probably 3 dozen times in my life,
Yes,
and
I love the movie.
I had watched it so many times before that, and then I read the book, and the book is basically like the director's cut of the movie. I mean, I always look at that. I don't look at a movie as being, it's just a gutted out version of the book. I look more as like the movie is the base thing, and then I look at the book as extras. That way I'm not disappointed by either. there's a lot of different little details. There was one really creepy part in the book where they actually are kind of running from a Sasquatch type monster in the woods as they're going to bury the cat. There is actually, they kind of allude to it in the book where they hear something like off in the distance as they're going to bury the cat, and he asked the old man, "What the hell was that?" And he was like, "Oh, just a loon," or something like that. Well, in the book they really delve into that a little more, and there is some kind of monster like running around in the woods, and he actually sees it. It's like like when he goes to bury his son by himself, he actually sees it out in the woods, and it's like this tall, like 12-foot tall beast or something. And there's just a lot more detail.
That the movie didn't have.
Yeah, in the book, the old man that lives across the street is actually married to an old woman, and she ends up dying at some point in the book. And there's just a lot of extra stuff in that. You get to see his life at the college hospital quite a bit more. A lot of details. They actually reference Cujo in the book.
Oh, cool.
Stephen King does a really good job of referencing his other works. Like there's a part where they're thinking about getting the cat fixed, and the old man is like, "Yeah, you need to get the cat fixed and get his shots, especially rabies, because everybody around here is really creeped out about rabies because a couple of years ago this Saint Bernard went crazy and killed a bunch of people upstate." And I'm like, Cujo, because I had read part of Cujo up to that point, but I hadn't finished it yet. And so anyway, Pet Sematary, by far my favorite adult book. Favorite kids book is, and I actually have the hardcover trilogy collected, is the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. The collection of short stories, horror stories for kids that had the really creepy black and white sketches.
Yes.
That scared the unholy hell out of kids when we were younger. Actually still scares people who knew them as kids. So yeah, that's really good. Bunch of classic folk tales and old classic horror stories that you've heard over and over and over, but collected and put with some really creepy illustrations. Some stuff that kind of still gives me the creeps even when I read it now. But those are my two favorites. I've got a bunch of really good books that I like, but those are kind of head and shoulders above the rest.
I like your Kurt Cobain one. That one was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't really count that as a book. It's
It's a
more of
book.
But it's cool.
I collect it. I consider it more of a collection of just random crap that he did.
But I spout random crap, so it speaks to me.
Yeah, I was going to say it speaks to Sarah on a deep level.
So, Mark, do I even want to ask?
Dresden Files.
I've heard of it, but
Where did you think I was going to go? You acted like you knew what the answer was.
I have no clue. I knew it was going to be something I wasn't aware of.
So the Dresden Files is a book series. It's written by Jim Butcher. It's pretty much described as Harry Potter meets noir detective.
Yeah.
Basically, it's about this guy named Harry Dresden. He is a wizard, full-blown wizard, and he works as a private detective in Chicago. And he's the only wizard in the phone book. He's listed in the phone book, the whole 9 yards. And, every now and then he works, like if the police have a department that's set up for things they can't explain and they have to find a way to explain it. And every now and then they reach out to him and go, "Hey, we've got this case, come look at it." And it's, the thing that I like about it is it's told from the first person point of view, like he's sitting here telling you the story. Mm-hmm. And he's a smart ass. He's funny. He's witty. He throws in pop culture references all the time. Harry's a Star Wars fan. He's a Star Trek fan. He quotes Yoda all the time. And it's a really good book series. But my favorite part is when he breaks character. Like in the first book, the elevator in his office got broke. He used it to kill this monster.
Yeah.
In the fourth book, he's like, "So I walked into my office building past the elevator with the out of order sign on it. Don't look at me that way. Not everything that happens in this building is my fault. I mean, sure, it might not have been the dentist up on 5 and probably not the accountants on 6, but that elevator isn't my fault. That's my story and I'm sticking to it." And then he just goes on with the rest of the story. So that would probably be one of my favorite series.
Yeah, I've read the first 3.
Oh
And,
God, it
yeah.
gets better.
I think my favorite bit that I took away from it was that the technology doesn't work well around around magic. So
Right.
whenever like the computers and stuff at work start messing up, I'm like, I'm magic. This is proof.
Yeah, it's a rule in his world that anything that is made newer than 1940 tends to malfunction in the presence of wizards. So like he's constantly having to put his car in the shop. If he walks by a computer, there's a chance it will die. Things like that. And I actually ran a role-playing game once that was set in Boston, and I had it set up to where the campus of MIT worked the exact opposite. Like if you were a wizard and you walked onto the campus of MIT, your magic would screw the hell up.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. So, that was kind of a cool thing. But yes, I like that. And my personal thing is, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean there's not an invisible demon out there trying to rip your face off.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel better.
It was, I guess in that sense, it reminded me a lot of Welcome to Night Vale, as far as the humor and the asides with stuff like that, where it's...
He has a talking skull.
Yeah, that's fine.
So,
That
Amber,
wants to have free nights.
Yes.
your favorite book?
Well, first, let me.
I figured it might have been The Ethics of Vampire Hunting by Lonnie
Oh, you're
Henderson.
hilarious. I mean,
Huh?
not to say that wasn't a good book, but it's not my favorite. But
Okay.
no, actually, I'm gonna say what Beowulf and Sharon said their favorites were.
Oh.
Necroscope. Am I pronouncing that right? I guess.
Necroscope.
Are they also Googling the answers to our questions for
Probably
you?
not. By Brian Lumley. Great series. That was Beowulf. And Sharon said the Anita Blake Vampire Hunter. There's 24. She's read the first 24 books in the series.
Dear God.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That series, for me, started off really well and then just tapered off after a while. It started off as a really good kind of a detective series, and for me, turned into, let's see how many sex scenes we can put into a book.
Sold!
Right?
Um,
But yeah, Laura K. Hamilton is the author. And she also said, anything Stephen King was good. And Beowulf actually liked the scary stories. He said those were
oh, God, yeah.
one of his favorite as a kid, which was one of my favorite too as a kid.
Yeah, they seriously would, like, my cousin, there's still this one picture in that book that all I have to do to get rid of him is just open the book to that picture. Here!
But I think
And
everybody's got that one picture in that book that does that to them.
I am not familiar
that
with
one
this book. You're gonna have to
story.
show it to me.
I mean, I
because-
think I've seen probably pictures of it on like book lists or something. But
There's-
I didn't want to be scared when I was a kid, so
There's
I
that
didn't.
story, Harold. I still get freaked out, but obviously I have a thing about dogs.
yes, I know
Yeah.
exactly
So
what you're
I'm
talking
like,
Are you talking about the one where the scarecrow?
Yeah, and they make
Yeah.
fun.
These guys, what it is these guys
You're gonna
are,
tell it after I'm like, that really freaks me out.
Was it two
course.
guys?
We
or
didn't
was
find out what her favorite book was. Let's not freak her out. Let's find out what her book is.
Yeah, then freak me
It's
out.
okay. I put that Chucky
I know.
on her page.
I know.
You didn't like
I
the
didn't
Chucky
even look
movies?
at it. No, I'm terrified.
Really?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
really don't like it.
I thought those were freaking hilarious.
I
Yeah.
won't watch them. The preview's terrifying. No.
Okay.
That was
Wow.
the thing that scared me in the haunted house. Was the little midget just
We may have to, like, whenever we do our show on October 4th at the haunted house, we may have to double check with Todd just to make sure they don't have a.
Oh.
Yeah.
So is it so? I don't think they have a Chucky. I've known Todd for a while now. He does have a little clown though,
Yeah.
and then of course he's got Candy. Candy is this wonderful murdered dead clown who smells like cotton candy.
Oh, God.
That's how he lures the children to their death.
All right.
So your favorite book?
Yeah, your favorite
Anyways.
book.
Anyway,
Squirrel.
pretty much. Well, I mean that we shared a similar favorite book, but I'm big on short stories in general because I have ADD. It's hard for me to sit down and focus on a full novel, so I'm just like But I love Edgar Allan Poe's short stories. They're
Yes,
amazing.
those are really good.
I used to have a collection of them in a big book. I really don't have a favorite because they're all so good. Alfred Hitchcock. His short
Yes,
stories are amazing.
Yes.
I've never read any of Alfred Hitchcock's
Oh my
writing.
God, it's so awesome.
His writing is pretty much
Yes.
like his movies. It's enough to just make you go, "This man needs some help." Like him and I'll agree with Edgar Allan Poe. Like Edgar Allan Poe needed some help too, but his writing was amazing.
I like it because it's dark.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm a dark person, so you know.
What I'm thinking is like nobody has shown up yet. If you were watching this and you were local to the
Well.
Chattanooga
How many
area,
people do we have watching?
come see. Oh, heck if I know.
Well, she's
Probably.
got the thing
Come
right
I
visit.
got it. Hold on. No,
Lonnie,
I
she's
don't want to
very
do that.
passionate.
Bring that down.
Come visit. The
4.
ladies would love for you to bid
Yeah,
with me.
we have 4 people watching.
And 2 of them are Sharon and Beowulf.
But
So.
see, the thing is, we've actually had people who have commented and people who have actually gotten on the event page and stuff and said, "Hey, we are coming."
Yeah.
I know people who I've talked to in the past couple of weeks and said, "Hey,
Come
we're
tell
coming."
us your
Share
favorite
this real quick
book.
on my page and
Okay.
see. Yeah, come and tell us your favorite book.
Yeah.
The only thing is, this is a Saturday afternoon. I'm pretty sure there's probably a handful of people over there playing card games and stuff. We are at the
Probably.
comic book side right now, and really, we've not really had any, a lot of foot and marks going over there to. Hey, I thought you were gonna eat.
I was, but I have to step outside and get a signal.
I
so
am
can share
seriously
the screen
gonna
with
tear
all
into this McDonald's.
I'll share
Um,
Let's
I already
share.
ate the
oh, that's
fries,
cool.
so-
Sharon named their youngest son after Edgar Allan Poe. His middle name is Edgar.
Oh, that's
Wow.
Really cool. But
Alan Edgar Poe.
anyway, so obviously Alice in Wonderland, Lewis Carroll. That's.
Mhm.
I mean, I read that book so much.
Oh,
as a
you've read
child.
that?
Yes.
I thought you just seen the.
No,
Seen
I
the-
actually read the book. It's got illustrations in it, but it's still a novel. It's about like this.
Yeah, I mean, that Scary
You know.
Stories book that I like. It has the illustration with every story.
Yeah.
That
I
was
mean,
part of the appeal.
Yeah. But also The Great Gatsby. I love
Oh
F.
my
Scott
gosh.
Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
The Great Gatsby is the only book I've read all the way through of his.
Never read it.
Oh my gosh, we read it in high school,
It's really
but
good.
it was really good.
really good.
But anytime I come across a quote that's not from that book, I just love it. He's such an amazing writer. But
They,
that would probably be it.
They actually did
Freaking quarter
That was like
pounder,
one of my
quarter
favorite-
pounders alone.
Andy Kaufman stories. Everybody's familiar with Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
Andy Kaufman. He was a big 80s,
Yeah.
kind of, sort of comedian. Jim Carrey actually
you don't
portrayed
know,
him
get
in
on
the
the
movie The
Googles.
Man on the
Man on the
Moon.
Moon.
There was actually, seriously, he did a lot of weird humor that a lot of people didn't get. But there was actually a part where, and this really did happen, he was at some kind of college, and everybody was expecting him to do his stand-up bit and everything, and he sat down and opened up The Great Gatsby and told them, "I'm going to read to you The Great Gatsby." And so he reads like 2 pages of it, and everybody starts booing, and he was like, "Would you rather me play what's on this tape recorder instead?" And they were like, "Yeah."
And it was The
so
Great Gatsby.
he hits the play button, and it just continues him reading it. And he
fun.
seriously sat there and read that entire book to the audience.
Oh wow.
It was like an all-day thing. And
Yeah.
like by the time it was over, there was like maybe half a dozen people left in the audience because everybody just got up and left. But it was like one of those moments. It was like, one of those great things that people didn't really appreciate until later. He was like one of those comedians who was far ahead of his time. He was like the ultimate troll before trolling was a
It's a
thing.
thing,
God, yes.
yes.
So
His whole feud with Jerry Lawler.
yeah. An interesting thing is I read Jerry Lawler's autobiography, and they said that after Andy Kaufman died, they were going through his personal effects, and they found every single one of the checks that they had written to him for appearing at that show. He had not cashed a single one of them the whole time he did it.
Sounds like
Wow.
He did it just for fun, and they had like probably 3 dozen uncashed checks, probably several $1,000s worth of checks that he didn't care about doing it for the money. He just wanted to get out there and have fun.
All right. Sharon says her favorite kid book, The 21 Balloons. She doesn't remember who wrote it.
What was that?
I have no idea.
Sounds familiar.
Is that anything like 99 Red Love Balloons?
I don't think so.
Sorry, I think in music sometimes.
I mean,
Don't
that
we
was
all?
immediately my thought too. But,
Yeah, I was
they
actually
probably weren't
thinking of
related.
that. It's kind of weird. That's like where our minds went.
She said it's Ivan Edgar after Ivan the Terrible and Edgar Allan Poe. Oldest son is named after Alexander the Great, Kai Alexandra. LOL. We picked awesome people to name the kids after.
Cool.
That's neat.
Like have a kid named like Ozymandias or something.
What the hell?
Okay, so since you guys like Stephen King books,
Yes.
I've only read one now.
Okay. What was that?
It was the first, the Gunslinger, the first
Okay.
of the Dark.
Okay.
Have you read those?
I've started to read The Gunslinger.
Okay.
I read about the first 15 to 20 pages, and I love Stephen King, and the Dark Tower is supposed to be his definitive work.
Yeah, it's his opus.
Sorry, I couldn't do it.
Yeah. So when I say read, sometimes when I say read, I really mean listen, because sometimes it's audio books that I have.
Right.
Because time and life. But so I was going to ask what your thoughts were with that and what appears to be a failed attempt at the movie and stuff. But hey, since none of us have read it or seen it,
I've seen the movie.
Didn't we?
What did you think of the movie?
We covered the movie in our comic book malarkey series.
So I've read reviews and I've talked to a few friends that were like, passionately in love with the Gunslingers, the Dark Tower series, that have tattoos and
Yeah.
Right.
love it and what
So,
they thought of it. So.
Having not read the entire book series, all the hype that was leading up to this movie,
Yeah.
I expected a lot more than what I got. The best quote that I can come up with is I was not overwhelmed, I was not underwhelmed, I was merely whelmed by the movie. It's a good movie. There's a lot of, if you are a Stephen King fan, there are a lot of Easter eggs in the movie to look for. Like they come up to this one carnival and it's this broken down, destroyed old carnival, and one of the broken down, destroyed rides is called Pennywise. So
So there's some stuff.
So there's a lot of there's this one scene where he's playing with a little red convertible car, Christine.
Yeah.
Reference, and of course they call the little boy's special power the Shine. So there's several references to several Stephen King works in it.
It's like
with
what you
all the
said.
hype, I expected a lot more.
A lot of people, like you were talking about, a lot of people were going in, like I was, and this has actually made me not want to go see the movie now. Everybody was expecting it to be an adaptation of the first book, and it ended up being a sequel to the series.
To the entire series.
Yeah.
So it was not an adaptation at all.
Yeah.
It was a sequel, and at that point I was like,
Yeah,
I'm done.
I read that after it came out, which I feel like is something that they may have wanted to have brought to people's attention before.
I had no clue.
And then one thing that I kept seeing over and over in various reviews was just how much exposition was in it, just explaining for you because you probably don't know this whole why everything is the way it is.
If it was
so
a
there's
sequel
a lot of time.
to the books, that probably had to be a thing. So
I thought you were going to ask us which, because you were talking about how you'd only read one Stephen King book. I thought you were going to ask us which Stephen King book we thought you should read. I was ready with that answer.
I do too.
His writing style is really
Sharon
thing. He
says
gets
that
way
I
too
started
detailed.
reading Stephen King in the 4th grade. The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon was my favorite. The Dragon's Eye was fantastic too.
The Eyes of a Dragon
Yeah.
that's the book you should read. It's a medieval fantasy book, and it has the same bad guy in it that is in The Stand and is in The Gunslinger.
Yeah, I think that's the one that has been recommended to me before.
That's a really good book. I've read it. Cujo is really good. It actually, if you've seen the movie,
Did you read it also? She said.
Here's the thing. I've read it for the most part, but I think I'm about 80 pages short of reading the whole book. But the book is like 1,100 pages long.
Yeah.
I never did quite
That's
finish
because
it.
Stephen King likes his details. That's in the
I think the
various
only person,
times that I have attempted to read his books, I'm like, okay, Stephen, I got it. Like, I don't need to know the exact stitching of
She
the
said,
ladies.
"Okay,
like,
I got it."
No, see, I agree with her because the only person I think
My
that's
God.
more detailed than him is Tolkien. 'Cause
yeah.
Tolkien, like I tried to read The Lord of the Rings, and I was on page 80, and they were still at Bilbo's birthday party, or not Bilbo. Yeah, they were still at Bilbo's birthday, and I was like, this was 20 minutes in the movie. Come on now.
Well, the big thing, and like they didn't do a really good job of illustrating it in the movie, but in the book, after Bilbo leaves, and they hide the ring for a little while, and Gandalf goes off on his quest to figure out.
And he's gone for years.
What the hell's up with the ring? Yeah, Gandalf is gone for like 40 years. I mean, it's a while. And in the book, or in the movie, the passage of time has happened, but it almost looks like he comes back on the same night, even though it clearly shows him riding off to this other place, going through the books, coming back. There is like daytime a couple of times shown, but you know, you literally, it looks like maybe Gandalf is gone doing research for maybe a week.
See, that's one of the things. Like, we can kind of pivot that back to Game of Thrones. Like, they have been really inconsistent with the passage of time in the series. I think because like
this season anyway,
where they're talking about
last season there was some too.
You know, where like Davros is talking about he's going to get Tyrion and sneak Tyrion into the castle. Now, I understand that on the map, Dragonstone's not that far from King's Landing.
No.
But still a couple days, I would think.
It doesn't take that long to get there. You know, I mean, and it, you know.
Yeah, with Game of Thrones, I've figured out pretty early on that you have to take time for granted. Just like travel is weird there.
Yeah, John's trip down to Dragonstone.
They're not going to tell you, like, they're not going to mention in dialogue, like, whoa, man, that was a rough 3-week trip down the river. I mean, you know, it's just like.
Remember, though, back during season 1 and season 2, I mean, you know, they were on the King's Road for like 2 episodes, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, they took a lot. They took a lot more time
on the King's Road. It wasn't just like, there's nothing happening during the travel right now. It's uneventful. We don't need to cover that. That's a sidebar in your DM guide. Your travel was uneventful and you arrived at the castle. Great, let's go.
That's what's going on.
We don't have to track all 8 of them.
But yeah, they took a lot more time. I think what it was is back in the early days, they felt like they could take a lot more time because they figured the series was going to be around forever. But now they've got to squeeze in a whole bunch of crap in the span of like 15 episodes.
Yeah, and I've seen people complain a lot about how fast-paced it's going right now. But if you know you've got a limited amount of episodes left, like, yeah, please.
The fact that Martin hasn't finished the last book either, so they're kind of sort of staring at, they're just probably sitting there waiting every day for script pages from him.
Well, aren't there like 2 more books that have to be released?
As far as I know, there's only 1.
Oh, they've got 1, and I'm pretty sure they got 1 more after
the next one is The Wings of Winter.
Yep.
And I didn't know that there was another one coming after that.
Yeah, 1 more.
Christ, we waited 6 years for A Dance with Dragons, for crying out loud.
Well, where's... do they have a release date on the next book yet?
No, they don't.
Still not?
Yeah.
He was looking at maybe being done before this season started.
Yeah, no. He stopped writing on it to write for the series. And he's even said now that he would like to go back and rewrite some of the books because there's been some things that have happened to some of the characters in the book that now that he sees them on screen and he can feel a connection with them, thinks that those things need to be changed. And I'm like, what?
I saw something. They were like, you know, people are afraid that he's going to die before he finishes these books.
He does not look like a healthy man.
He's not a Stark. He's okay.
Yeah, and he, like somebody, I'm not going to get into the details of this, but somebody basically like a week or 2 ago got on Twitter and was like, I swear if some kind of catastrophic world-ending event starts to happen, he better get on Twitter.
On the throne.
Yeah, he better get on Twitter and tell us who's going to end up winning. And I was like, you know, that's a pretty good point because he is taking a god-awful amount of time to write these books.
If anybody would like to share this with George R.R. Martin, I have a personal request for you. Please, for the love of God, do not George Lucas this shit. And go back and release a special edition. It's great as it is.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
So while we're back on Game of Thrones, it's not touring anymore because I think when I saw it, it was the last time they were going to do it. But did you guys go see the Game of Thrones burlesque show that came to Chattanooga last year?
No. I wasn't even aware of it.
I wasn't even aware of it.
It was, and it was the only one like sanctioned by Martin, and he'd seen them, and it was their last.
Just FYI, Sharon hasn't saw last week. She's just letting y'all. She said, "Raise a hand."
And
well, it's good because we discussed last week's episode before she came on.
Yeah, before she came on. She's just in case y'all go back to it.
Okay, that's probably a good thing to let us know.
It's a shame you guys didn't get to see it because that burlesque show was.
I bet that was pretty cool.
I would bet that it was pretty sweet.
That I would actually. I am going.
Beowulf says he still has no idea what Wizard World is.
Well then,
Okay, look.
Exposition time.
Number one, I would say that the easiest route on this is to go to wizardworld.com and check that out. But Wizard World is basically a large convention, a very large convention. Like it's a lot bigger than like any of our local conventions, but it's not quite as big as like E3 or San Diego Comic-Con. You know, we're looking at probably somewhere between. Oh, there's a wide window between 15 and 30,000 people go to this over the course of a weekend. I know that's kind of a wide window of people, but it's basically a bunch of tables set up. You have vendors, you have fan groups like what we're going to be there. You have, people selling comic books, people selling, TV and movie memorabilia, props. You're going to have a lot of different artists there. I think the guy who did the art on the Ninja Turtles and Muppet Babies comic books, he's going to be there. He did a lot of storyboard stuff for Muppet Babies. Guy Gilchrist, I think is his name.
Yes.
And they're gonna have like a lot of like the old Batmobile from the '60s there. They're gonna have some kind of zombie vehicle. They're gonna have just a lot of different people who have acted. I think the top people is Brian O'Halloran, the guy that played Dante in Clerks. I'm gonna be going to see him for a photo op. Have you decided who you're gonna go see yet?
I really want to see.
I will say I've got to let the dude know Monday.
Oh, Jason Mewes. Definitely Jason Mewes.
Okay, so Sarah's going to see Jason Mewes. Have you decided yet, Amber, who you're going to see?
Kind of.
15 little
Once
man.
you told me Roman Reigns was going to be there, like I'm about that life. I was like,
Yeah,
really?
they literally just announced this week that Roman Reigns is going to be at Wizard World
know.
Nashville. And I'm not that big of a
Lord.
wrestling fan, especially for the wrestlers who are currently big. I'm not feeling it. But hey, Amber's like
Totally about
Roman
that.
Reigns.
I know.
Picture of her over there with a big grin on her face. Hugging.
Trying to show it to Joseph.
I don't think
and be like, look what I did.
Be jealous.
I don't think you're allowed to hug him or molest him or
Probably
or lick
anything.
him.
Probably
You can't
not.
lick him.
Ew.
You can't lick him. You can't lick Jason Mewes either.
Licking's not my thing.
But I don't know.
Ugh,
I mean,
I have texture issues.
I may try to lick Dante. I'm not sure yet.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, he has no problem with that.
No, seriously. My cousin was like giving me a hard time a couple of days ago because I told him I was going to see Brian O'Halloran, and he's the guy that plays
Beowulf
Dante.
said, when you see Dante, remind him he doesn't go ask him out. Yes.
But my cousin was giving me like a horribly hard time. He was like, I can't believe that Jason Mewes is going to be there, and you're going to see Dante. And I was like, look, number one, I appreciate what Jason Mewes has done. I really do, because I like Jay and Silent Bob and all that. But as a character, I can so much more relate to Dante.
I have to agree.
So much more. Like that was seriously me. My first 5 or 6 years out of high school, working retail and busting my butt in the freaking grocery, fast food and all the other businesses that you're just grinding away. That was me in Clerks. Like I can totally relate to that. I didn't stand on the in front of the wall dealing drugs and singing. I busted my tail in the retail establishment. So I could totally relate to Dante a lot more. So that's really the main reason. Like I appreciate what Jason Mewes has done as far as, all the Jan Slot Bob stuff, but as far as somebody that I can see eye to eye with, Brian O'Halloran is more there for me. So
Yeah.
any particular reason why you're going to see Jason Mewes? I know there's got to be a good explanation.
I don't know. I've seen most of all those movies.
Did you
Jay and
see
Silent-
Zack and Mary make a porno?
I think I have.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
that one
I
was
like
cute. I like that one.
Mallrats and Chasing Amy and all those movies.
You do know that Jason Mewes did a full frontal nude scene in Zack and Mary.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I haven't seen it.
I mean, I'm just saying.
They're supposed to be doing a Mallrats too.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
supposed to be.
gosh.
Last I heard, it was going to be a streamed, 10-episode series, not a movie.
Speaking of sequels, Super Troopers 2 has finally gotten a release date.
We were
what?
talking about
that on
that.
the way up here.
we were discussing that on the way up here. I said for our movie review, like when we go and see it on 420, for the movie review, I'm gonna like shave my beard and leave the mustache and
Yeah.
do the Farva thing. Apparently, that's what I look like.
He does. Just
Do you have the hat?
No, I don't have a. I don't
You
have
need
a.
to get a hat between now and then.
I wonder how much it would be to get like a stock state trooper costume.
I don't know.
Pretty sure you could probably find one pretty cheap at like Party City or something like that.
That
Probably.
might be an idea.
Amazon's always a good thing, no matter how much the current president hates it. Forget that.
No politics.
Sorry.
All right. Anyway,
Sorry.
Sharon says I've liked and subscribed and told y'all why Neo and I so deserve those tickets. Is that 2 entries? I'd so buy something if we were closer to come by.
Do they seriously want to enter for those tickets?
Yes, they do. Wizard Con sounds. Wizard Con's what she called it.
Can they
Sounds
role play?
really cool.
Can they role play out the coming
We're
and
mi-
bending of the knee? And
Don't ask them. We're missing Dragon Con next weekend in Georgia, and I wanted to go so badly. And then she thought it was funny that you look like Farva. And Beowulf said, "Lon, sell me a liter of cola." Liter of cola, please, Sharon. Liter. Dang, autocorrect. I should put
All right.
that
What are you laughing for, Sarah?
because it's funny.
I'm not laughing.
Exactly.
there you go. State trooper costume. $49.99.
I like her reasoning for
How
why
much?
she needs the tickets.
$49.99. HalloweenCostumes.com.
Does it come with a hat?
Yep.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh my God.
Oh, Lord.
So I like their reasons for why they think they deserve the tickets. I mean, not getting to go to Dragon Con.
Oh, that, and they want to come see me and Lonnie.
Oh, and they want to come see you and Lonnie. Okay, that's pandering, but I'll take it.
You know,
Yes.
I'm actually like
Shenanigans, Sharon said.
we better like,
Shenanigans.
people
So
are,
help me, the next one of you says shenanigans. I'm going to pistol whip you with your own people.
They're like, hey, what's that really cool restaurant with all the shit all over the walls?
Are you shenanigans? Are you talking about shenanigans? Ah! Love that movie. I'm going to have to go home and watch that movie.
Yeah.
Tennessee really isn't that far away. No, it's not.
It really isn't, but you got Nashville is more in the western hemisphere.
Yeah.
Sure, they'll be our first entries.
Yay!
Do they each get an entry?
Yeah.
We may end up drawing between 2 names. You know?
Right at this point.
Where is everybody?
Just remember that if you win, your spouse cannot win. So there's that. Okay.
We are drawing for 2 pairs of
Yeah,
tickets.
we are.
I know, right?
No, I will. Yeah, I was gonna say like, golly, what do we do if like we draw somebody's name twice? You can only win 1 pair of tickets.
Yeah.
How many viewers do we have now?
Heck if I know.
I'm asking
what?
Amber.
Huh?
Amber's the
Viewers?
one with the magic portal. She's the only one that apparently has signal at this point.
Well, technically, Lonnie. 3.
Okay.
3. All right.
3, and 2 are Beowulf and Sharon.
Who's the third?
The other one's probably me.
Oh, the other one's
You
probably you.
count yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
So Amber's going over there to do that.
Yeah.
So, okay,
So
let's-
don't forget about it.
So while we're at this low, hey Jason, can we borrow you for a moment?
He don't want to come on.
Jason!
We've got an empty seat right now.
Oh, come on.
We have a question for you that's going to be really
Hey,
cool.
before
join
you
us.
got here, I actually made it a point to say that before the end of the day, my goal was to get you to at least come over and say hi.
Yeah, just hi. Wait.
So
Bring some
I
product.
want to ask you 2 questions on camera. One, I want you to fill in like what we've been talking about, your favorite book, novel kind of thing. 2, we've been talking about Infinity Flux as a sponsor forever now, but I want you to come on and tell us why they need to come here for their comic books instead of going anywhere else.
Aw.
I need you to come to the store.
What if we made a puppet that was him, and then he could talk?
It's Jason puppet.
I'm gonna add that to my to-do list.
Oh yeah, she's actually going over there and
She's got a to-do list.
she
Oh,
does.
wow.
She has a little list that
Lindsay's
she.
my girl. She's always prepared.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna go through this away real quick. Y'all
Cool. Hey,
y'all
can you hand me my drink?
Oh, I'm
y'all talk amongst yourselves.
Talk to me yourself. Hi, Sarah.
Hi. I need my drink out of my car.
Okay, well, if you give me the keys, I'll go get it.
It's in my purse.
I got you.
It's
I'll get it.
my coffee.
Yeah, you
Yes.
Right, okay.
I actually have a croissant stuffed in my purse that I haven't ate yet.
You have a
Yeah.
That's great. You want it
We have
I'm
a
gonna get
special
Sarah's laugh
segment.
as my ringtone.
Just get real close.
That would be a cool ringtone.
Get
Hey,
your
we need to do
croissant,
that.
get really
Sharon
close to
goes,
the camera,
"Yay,
and that'll
just
be our
tell me
next
who to
segment. It's
kneel
just
before,
you.
and I shall bend
Blow it
Sarah
up.
eating her croissant.
And do it like hearty sexy, you know?
Oh god,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
So you are single Sarah. We have to pander to the single guys that are wanting to get with a single Sarah.
Let us know if you want to watch Sarah sexily eat a croissant really close to the camera.
You know what? I'll sign up for that.
Okay, there's one. Obviously, I'm for it. 2.
So there you go. It was your idea. Of course, you're for it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I didn't say in the rules that I couldn't vote, so.
Golly, yes. Going back. Now I've got to go home and watch Hogfather again.
Ah, it's so good. It's so good.
I think one of my favorite books from the series is The Wit and Wisdom of Discworld, where it's just basically
Yeah, I've got
just all kinds of different quotes and stuff.
his every time I read one of his books, even if I've read it before, I feel like every other sentence I'm like, that'd be a great quote. That'd be a great quote. That'd be a great quote.
Well, that's like Game of Thrones. Like my favorite
from
quote
the
from Game of
gods.
Thrones is of course Tyrion. Well, I've got 2 favorite quotes from Tyrion. One is, "A mind is like a sword; it needs books like a sword needs a whetstone." Favorite book, and of course the "How do you want to die, half man?" At the age of 80, in my bed, with my cock in a woman's mouth. 2 best quotes in the world.
Yeah.
I actually shared
Whale.
that
Oh,
quite
so
a bit. What's going on?
did you see where David Tennant has been cast in Good Omens
No,
to
I
play
have not.
Crawley?
Really?
Yeah.
I heard that he's coming back for season 2 of Jessica Jones,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I have not had a chance to watch Defenders yet because
That was actually going to be.
My son was probably up all night watching Defenders.
I
I'll
can't
hear
watch
all
it
about
until I can't watch it until Kinsey gets home from her grandparents because I promised her I wouldn't watch it without
Well,
her.
I never watched Iron Fist, and I didn't
That's
finish.
okay. You didn't miss much.
I didn't
Yeah.
finish all of Jessica Jones. I've not finished it, even
You
though
need to go back and watch the
I
rest of
thoroughly enjoyed what I saw of Jessica Jones.
You need to finish it because they're bringing back Kilgrave. for
And our
season 2.
viewership just doubled because Sarah bent over in front of the camera.
That's okay.
What? We're trying
She's
to.
gonna. That's okay. She's about to go and
Sexy.
eat a croissant sexually in front of the camera.
Are you going to eat a croissant on camera?
Yeah, like
Sexy. She's gonna do that hearty, sexy thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat it in the corner.
Oh, where they like take bites out of it, like the
then they're
Nobody
mayonnaise is
puts
dripping
Sarah in the
off.
corner.
Well, I'll get a fan
Come on.
or some.
Out
I'll
in front.
take a few of the
Come
older
on.
comics for you so your
No,
parents.
no, no, no. Let's go.
You can still see you eating it, so it don't really matter. I'm
Yeah.
just letting you know.
Michael Sheen and David Tennant. David Tennant will be Crowley, and Michael Sheen will be Ezra Fell
The quarter-pounder box there.
in Good Omens, which is a.
Well, I mean, it's like
Another Neil Gaiman thing.
it's like holy
And
crap!
Terry Pratchett.
Like
Oh,
what
Terry
all?
Pratchett wrote- oh, that's right.
They together.
I love talk about Gaiman Stardust.
Oh my god, I love that one!
That was a really good movie.
Oh God,
It
Robert De
translated
Niro.
so well into a movie.
And of course Charlie Cox, which like whenever they cast him as Daredevil, I was like, wait, the guy from Stardust?
Yeah.
Okay, I can see it.
Yeah.
Come on, in front of the camera.
Well, see, the thing
Give
is,
us a sample.
Sarah,
Oh my God.
Sarah.
She's not gonna be able to eat her croissant, y'all. Never
She
mind.
will if she'll go in front of the camera. We'll be quiet. We'll be so quiet.
Y'all ain't gonna be quiet after that. Why?
all you gotta do is just move the camera over a little bit.
No, this isn't eating in front of everybody. This is eating for everybody.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
That's
It's
a little
performance
weird.
art.
It's performance art. It
mean,
is
you
you.
both.
That's a little weird
so
even for me.
So what we need, okay, this is are you
Your
ready?
motivation.
Here's your direction and your motivation, okay? What I need from you today on camera is for you to come and kneel and I want
Bend
you
the
to
knee.
take- No, not so much bend the knee.
No.
I want you to
Bend the knee for me, not the other way
I want you
around.
to take the croissant ever so gently in your hands and then just very, very gently wrap your lips around it until you can just feel the flakiness against the skin of your mouth and then tear into it with your teeth like an animal run wild.
Sharon said this is the weirdest stream yet, and I have to agree.
You're welcome.
I'm completely on board with that. It is. This is the weirdest stream we've ever done.
But do you like it?
I'm just
Oh, no,
gonna
we
I'm
love
gonna
it. It's great.
rename it Weird Stream. Just that's all. Weird strain.
But do you like it? That's the question.
It works.
No, I'm talking to her. I'm talking to the viewer. I'm not...
Okay.
Sharon says, #unsub, LOL.
Oh, no!
No, she's playing. She won't worry.
Surely that won't happen.
Yeah. She's playing.
All right.
So, everybody.
So Lindsay and I got everybody hyped up on the fact that you were going to sexy eat the croissant in front of the camera, and you're
I'm
just
sure,
hiding
yeah,
back there.
everybody.
I mean, they could see it, kind of. Look at her.
All
See?
three
You can see her a
people
little bit.
watching. Also, I said, like, we can still see her regardless. She's just not up close.
Yep.
You know, we're still working hard on getting that Win a Date with Sarah promotion.
Sharon
put
said,
together.
y'all can't get rid of me.
Fair enough.
Oh, let's talk about the messages we've gotten this week.
Yes,
God.
please do.
Sarah has a fan club,
She
so
does.
we had
I wouldn't
gotten.
doubt that.
That would love to see her eat that croissant.
Probably
so,
so. Like,
I kid you not. This started out. We did a prank
hold
video.
on. Sharon says, I can still see her eating, heavy breathing.
See, they want more, Sarah. They want more.
They want more sex.
Love it.
Gives the people.
Think of the
what they want.
fans.
Think of the fans. Think of the one fan that is clamoring for you right now.
What is
She is there
the?
in front of her screen waiting to see
Jesus.
what you can do with that lovely mouth of yours.
I'm like, go buy a pizza.
How did you get? I want to go buy a pizza out of that. That's messed up.
Talking about food is
Yeah, we're
making
talking about
Lonnie
food.
hungry.
Now I did have like some really good leftover like hamburger.
Hamburger
God,
steak.
that was good because
That
I
I
put
made
some of
the
that
other
honey
night.
barbecue, Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce on it.
I made some steak and eggs for breakfast this morning before I came over here.
I made sausage and eggs yesterday. Okay, enough about food.
Anyway.
Okay.
Reminds me, I've got another double quarter pounder over.
Sarah,
Quarter pounder over.
Sharon said, I'm sorry, but I was Sarah's biggest fan ever, but I'm low-key in love with Amber now.
That's
Our-
because Sarah won't eat in front of the camera, right?
That's completely it.
That's what it is.
Said
them all-
So
Sarah's-
anyway, so tell us about Sarah's fan club.
Yeah, Sarah's fan club. Now, a few weeks ago, we made it a point. This is about a month ago, actually.
It was hilarious.
we
I
made
love
a,
the look on your face when they did.
We
this.
made a video about Win a Date with single Sarah, and it was a prank. But we had gotten a lot of people's hopes up, and they were actually wanting to see that. Well, it was about 2 weeks ago. We just kind of on a whim started a UNN focus group on that anonymous chat app. What is it, Sarah?
Right.
Which is kind of funny because it features Sarah's name in it. Well, interestingly enough, every message that we got was in regards to Sarah.
Wow.
People were bothered that the prank video was actually a prank and not a real contest to win a date with single Sarah. And that there were more along those lines. Well, yesterday morning, granted about 5:30 a.m., we actually got a message on Facebook of a guy who further said, "Oh, I wish that wasn't a prank because there's lots of..." What was the actual
There's
description?
lots of non-creepy / serial killer type men that would love to take Sarah out.
Yes.
Which is totally the thing that a non
Which is what a non-creepy / serial killer guy would say.
Hey.
Oh, it was the
I bet
same...
you only go for the nice guy or the asshole.
It was
not
the
nice
exact
guys like
same
me.
guy who a couple of days earlier asked us, and I quote, "Is single Sarah a service droid?"
Yes.
Oh, it's the same guy?
Same
It's
guy.
the same guy.
What the crap?
Wait. That is definitely something the creepy / serial killer guy would
Right?
say.
Yeah,
And then
service droid sits here and eats this.
Well, I mean, they don't know that you're really eating it because you're
maybe
so
you have to
far away
ingest
from the
organic material
camera.
to process into your engine. I mean, cars do it. Cars process organic material to work.
My husband was quite disappointed and wanted that date with Sarah, Sharon, Beowulf. I've only sent a few of those Sarah messages. Oops. Sharon, was that my husband sending those messages? It was me, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting messages, and most of our, I guess, fan club mail has been in regards to Sarah. So
Yeah.
maybe one day we can get like a restaurant to restaurant and a movie theater to like sponsor dinner and a movie. Take Sarah out. Got to be local.
I would.
Seriously?
Hang on, wait a minute.
She's like,
I would
seriously?
preference that with it would have to be a double date with either Lonnie and Amber or maybe me and Kinsey. That way you have chaperones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because I would not.
We can't
sending
have
you out with some random guy.
Yeah, we
the
can't.
internet.
We want to protect the guy just in case Sarah decides to jump him or something.
Beowulf says
was-
heavy breathing.
I was thinking more
Sharon
protecting
says
Sarah.
hashtag moist. How does that make you feel, Lonnie?
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
I'm afraid that we're venturing into a really weird area here, as we do on some of our nighttime streams.
Yeah.
Now, I was good
There's no
yesterday. They're
alcohol
supposed to be
involved
good
yet.
as well.
No, this is all natural.
They,
Right.
what is that?
It is a large dark coffee. It's a large coffee.
Okay, now I know Sarah.
No, Sarah does not venture into that realm. Okay, but
Sarah.
anyway,
What realm? Oh.
you gave me a look. I don't know.
Beowulf
I just-
says hashtag also moist. Sharon says that's
got
our
mocha
fault.
in it.
We know.
Got milk?
Mocha.
Oh, I'm sure it has
Mocha.
milk too, don't it?
Yeah.
Is it
Cream
lactose
and
free?
sugar. What?
No.
It's
No, it's
cream.
got milk in it. It's got
Away.
You
Poor
can't
Lonnie,
have
you
any.
cannot have.
Oh, and you can't have the burger I got in
Dairy.
the back because it's got cheese on it too.
No, I'll eat cheese.
You can have cheese.
That's probably not real cheese. I mean, it's McDonald's.
It's McDonald's.
Who cares?
It's grade A processed cheese food product.
Here's the thing. For
Yeah.
some reason, I can't really eat a lot of cheese. Like, I can eat pizza, but once we venture into like stuffed crust territory, that's too much.
Yeah.
A
Sure,
glass of
or
milk will
something about,
destroy me.
like- Yeah.
Um,
Since I went over the 30 bar, like milk and dairy.
yeah, that's what happened with me.
I have to pick and choose my moments.
So
Like, how bad do I want that ice cream?
here's a weird odd thought. So you know that men have a cycle too that not anywhere near as drastic as a woman's, but we do have our
I'm
own
sure
cycle.
they do. My brother had his yesterday.
My own.
Shut
I
up.
crave chocolate milk during mine. Like there's a week of the month every month where I just crave chocolate milk.
Can't quite say I've been there. Now, there's a time where I crave sushi.
Oh, there you go.
Sushi sounds good.
And it does, don't it? And it can even be from Walmart. I'm down with that. Actually,
Yes, let's discuss Lonnie's gastric distress and apparently his cycle and this emoji.
Let me roll that real quick. Let's see here.
oh dear God.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do.
I accidentally backed
You
up.
know,
I think
we've
that
got
is-
like the, you know how they have, it's still hot. You know how they have like bikini car washes? We're going to get Sarah out there with one of those signs that
We
put.
can't even get her to eat a sandwich in front of
over
the camera.
the-
How do you think you're going to get her in a bikini to promote?
Oh, I didn't say she had to. I just said we're going to get her on a sign.
Oh.
And, you know, those signs that you
Here's
wear?
your sign.
There's like a sign on the front,
Sorry.
sign on the back. It's like, come in, win tickets to Wizard World.
That is not good.
So like a
work.
sandwich sign.
Yes!
Yeah.
Less like a bikini car wash and more like
Okay, yeah,
An
I
arrow
don't know
spinner.
where I was going with that.
It's
Yeah.
a Sarah sandwich. Just kidding. I don't know.
I'm not into that.
That's a completely different show.
And you wonder why we get the fan mail that we do.
She doesn't even
I
mean
didn't
it.
ask for it.
Because there's literally dozens of guys out there who apparently want a Sarah sandwich.
I'm sure.
I've been
At
single.
least two.
I haven't dated in almost 4 years.
Beowulf says just a sign? Ooh.
No.
So, well, hang on, wait. Maybe we should explore this a little bit more in depth.
Oh,
Oh.
Sarah's sandwich sold, says Sharon.
I shouldn't have
What?
opened my mouth.
You probably shouldn't have.
What would Sarah look for in a potential mate?
Are we
Well-
really making this a talk show topic?
Apparently
I
so.
mean, we've got.
We've got a couple more hours to kill, and we're
Right.
trying to promote the single Sarah thing.
What time
so,
is it?
That
it
says
is
3.
almost 4.
You're not going to know the time by...
I
It's
know I'm
almost
not. I'm
4.
trying to fix this.
Okay,
I
cool.
wasn't looking at the time because I knew he had to watch.
Oh.
We've got at least
Yes.
45 minutes
So anyway, Sarah,
before we give Sharon and Beowulf
what are the
their
top
tickets.
what are the top 3 qualities that you would look for in a potential mate, and the top 3 turnoffs?
Definitely somebody who's responsible.
Okay.
Sharon
And it-
says, yeah, good stable job. That's what you're looking
Yes. Yeah.
for. And because Beowulf has a good stable job.
'Cause
And he's
I'm-
pretty hot and tall.
So what you would say to like all of the nerd potential Sarah dates out there,
Oh god.
is that you live on your own, you support yourself, you make a good living, and you would want somebody who does the same.
Yep.
Yes, thank you.
You don't want somebody
said
to
it
support
perfectly.
you, and you don't want to have to support somebody. You want
Yep.
somebody who is on equal footing.
Yes.
Yes, thank
Okay.
you. You do. Oh, yes.
Yeah, here's the best man quality or partner quality list
Scout.
ever.
Can I see that when you get done with it? I want to see that.
Ah, that's a good one. Yeah, I like that.
Sharon says that Beowulf's
The
very
scout law?
responsible. He
The
supports the
scout
whole
law.
family.
Oh, okay. Really?
That's
think
what
she's
you want to
looking
look
for
for in
that.
your partner.
Right.
That list right there. 12 things.
So it's basically like the Scouts
I
code.
don't know so much about obedient though. Like
I
as
don't
far as
know.
like in
Yeah.
a relationship,
I'm
where
not
do you
bossy
throw
or
obedient
anything.
in there?
That's more just following rules kind of thing. Not like obedient, like...
Yeah, but sometimes
Do
you
as
gotta
I
not
say.
follow the rules. I mean,
Well,
that's
yeah,
how you
but-
get spontaneous date nights. But I will agree with the rest of these. Trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
Yeah,
I was in Scouts, so I know that one by heart.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, obedient is a little on the, like...
Yeah. But otherwise.
But,
Yeah.
up for interpretation.
1 out of 12
Sharon
being
says
iffy.
date for Neo. Hashtag Sharon.
So,
Jesus.
okay.
Hashtag date
So,
for Neo.
number 1, self-supportive.
Okay, number
Yeah.
2.
Are we going to just throw the whole Scout Law in there as number 2? Trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient.
Pretty
cheerful?
much, because I don't like liars.
and
So
those are
Boy
just good.
Scouts. So
I
so far
really-
we're looking at Captain America. So far we're looking at Captain America or Superman.
Right.
Yep.
Captain.
Definitely
Maybe it
not
needs like a
Wolverine
little
at
bit of
all.
edge, though. You need to gotta
Okay.
keep it exciting. Third one needs to be edgy. Come on.
Yeah, we need an edgy one for the third one. Come on.
I don't know.
I mean, common interest might be a thing.
Yes. Yes, thank you for saying that.
You're
'cause,
welcome.
Yeah, somebody who likes horror movies, like, yeah.
Huh?
There's your edgy.
There's okay.
Yeah.
There's your edge.
Okay.
Okay. Top 3 turnoffs.
Liars.
Okay.
Definitely.
Obviously somebody who can't support themselves.
Okay.
Um,
And probably people who are already in a relationship.
Yeah, probably so.
But
Not really Sarah's
I mean,
thing.
that's a given, but what the third
well,
one?
yeah. Third one? I don't know.
How about likes cats? That's probably a thing. Not
Yes.
allergic to cats?
Believe it or
you-
not, there are a lot of people out there who would be otherwise great people that can't stand cats. Those
Yes.
people are my enemies.
Probably
Well,
Sarah's
no.
enemies too.
Well,
Like-
no, remember, Christian, I have a friend that didn't like my cats, and he was like going off about it. I was like, well, my cats come before you, so.
Right.
So-
and
so
you're
the
just a
cats
friend.
are a thing. But you know what? He still remained your friend after that.
I have an interesting and funny story about that. So Kinsey has, of course, she has Ollie. This
Sharon
gorgeous
told
little-
you to shut up because you
you know.
said can't be in a relationship. Anyway,
So the first night that Kinsey and I went over to her house to watch a movie, right? We cuddled up on the couch watching a movie, and her dog comes over and starts growling at me. And I'm like, oh my god, that's it. I'm out. Dog doesn't like me. But turning out he wanted to play. Like, he had brought a toy over, and I hadn't been paying attention to him, so he was growling at me to get my attention. But I am fully behind the whole thing of if the pet doesn't like you, it's kind of like the kid not liking you. You're out.
That makes
Beowulf
sense.
made a joke and said, I can't stand cats, nasty creatures. But we all know, if you've watched Beowulf on his streams, he owns a cat, Squish. and
Squish.
He's always on the stream
The
with him.
most amazing. What did he say? The cat was called
Some sort of critique from customers.
the cat was. What was the cat called? Beowulf. Tell me the kind of cat you mentioned. The kind of cat
Oh,
he
I
is last
forgot
night.
what you told me.
And he said
Yeah.
that was like a very docile, just loving cat that is a lot more affectionate than other cats. He looks like a
Fine.
normal cat,
Come on.
but he's
Come on.
black cat,
So we
Bombay.
Bombay, yeah.
a Bombay cat.
Yeah, we are.
What's up?
So we are Untitled Nerd Network.
Yeah, we're live right now. We're live on
We're
YouTube.
live.
Come on in.
And
Jump
we
in.
are,
Yeah.
we are giving away, or we're giving away a chance to win tickets to Wizard World. Have you thought about maybe going to Wizard World?
It wasn't on my radar.
It wasn't on your radar?
Yeah, if I can
Nashville,
say it.
September 8th through 10th.
So, so tell him the rules and let's see if he would like to enter the
Okay, so you can enter in up to 4 times.
Okay.
First time is to subscribe to us on YouTube
Okay.
and to like them, Infinity Flux, on Facebook.
Already done
You
that.
do that, that is that's an entry.
All right, so
Okay.
you're halfway there.
All right.
Second, show up in cosplay. And, I mean, you got a Green
this
Lantern.
isn't close
I
enough?
don't think that
I
counts.
own that same shirt, though. I own that same shirt.
Yes, so
Oh.
that's the country.
I
but
think,
that's-
yeah.
But I do have a Doctor Strange costume that I wore for Halloween. That's pretty.
That would be pretty cool. I wish you would have worn it
You kind of
today.
have the beard going
It's
for it.
really hot.
Where did you get
outside,
it?
so
My son
I-
wanted to be
I
Doctor
compiled it
Strange.
from a bunch of different places. Michael's helped a lot.
My girlfriend
Man.
made her own.
I'm not.
Yeah.
She
I'm
does
not
a
good
she
at
does
that.
a
do it.
film Doctor Strange and
Nice.
like it's really cool because like her cape. I don't know how she made her cape, but like if she walks, it billows behind her. It's really
Oh yeah, yeah.
The-
It's the material.
I want to learn.
Or
to
a lot of times they said they put like pennies in the bottom.
Here, slide this way just a little bit so you're
Yeah.
in.
Okay, there we go.
That's the way to enter.
The third way is to make any
Leading.
purchase today at Infinity Flux.
Okay.
So if you're planning on buying something, that's another entry.
All right. I was thinking
The
about it.
fourth way is to come on here
bend
and
the knee.
tell us.
Yeah, you have to. Are you a Game of Thrones fan?
Yeah.
You have to bend
Yeah,
the knee.
Bend the knee.
You have to. Well, hang on.
No,
There's
no,
more.
I
Hang
can't- I
on.
can't do
You
that.
have to bend the knee and tell us why you deserve tickets to Wizard World.
You don't have to
You
bend
don't
the
have to
knee.
bend the knee.
I don't think my people would appreciate it if I bent.
Your
it.
people. Okay.
Gotcha.
Oh wait, it's Jon Snow right there. Look at that. He's
Yeah.
kind of got the. Here, wait,
We
lean in
actually-
here. Let me frame the face. Take the glasses off. He kind of has that Jon Snow look going right there. You
Hey.
Sarah.
You can pull off the Jon Snow
I'll have to
cosplay.
get another.
All right.
No, my buddies and I have a podcast where we talk about beer and movies each week.
Okay.
And we've also started doing an after show for Game of Thrones.
You see, we do.
We do too.
Yeah, you should check
Competition.
us out. It's called Brew Chat.
Okay.
Brew
Okay.
chat.
Oh,
It's
So-
like even though people may do like a competing thing, we are still Untitled Nerd Network, meaning we
We are
network.
everybody.
Right, okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we're completely down with that.
Yeah,
Hang on,
sure.
let's back this up. What's your name?
Jared.
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 Like the
And
jewelers, yeah.
okay, all right. So she
Went to Jared.
It's
So-
an inside joke. She's what it is
It's
she.
not really. I mean, I hear
No,
it.
no. It's an inside joke with us.
Oh,
This
for
is
her.
single
Oh,
This
Sarah.
is single
Single
Sarah.
Sarah.
Yeah, so every eligible bachelor comes by.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it was
Well,
kind of a whole. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
But
She
yeah,
also does a thing for Jon Snow. So.
yeah.
Yeah.
Any 4 of those, which you're out on the cosplay, but you can do pretty much the other 3.
And get 3
Yeah.
entries into the drawing.
Okay.
But the
All
thing
right,
is, you can only win once.
That's fine.
For the you can can't win both. If
Yeah,
we draw
'cause
your
we're
name
giving
for
away
one
2
pair,
pairs of
and then we draw your name for another pair, we got to draw another name because you
Yeah,
couldn't win both pairs.
Oh no, that makes
So,
sense.
in that case, so you're probably going to purchase something. From
I was
Infinity
gonna
Flux.
look around. Yeah, I have some things I was
What is
looking
that?
I mean,
Is
you
that my
don't
phone?
already have a pull box here at Infinity.
Oh, I didn't realize my phone was right there.
No, I don't.
So there are official sponsors.
There's
I got to
their
plug in.
podcast.
They have a
Okay.
pull box,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you one of the reasons
What is she
why
looking
I
at?
like their pull
It's their
box over any
podcast.
other
Their
pull box I've ever
podcast.
done.
Oh, cool! She already looked them
Every
up.
week,
I
when
get
they
it.
draw something, when they pull something for you, they send you an email of this is what we pulled for you this
Can't
week,
really see on there.
so that you know what you've got in your
Well,
box.
I've never done the weekly comic thing because I don't know which one. Like, they all end up working together anyway.
Right.
So
Kinda,
it's hard
sorta.
to like pick and choose a single series. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's why personally I like the trades.
Right,
Which is
fair
why I
enough.
came in here. I need to finish my Blackest Night collection, but
Oh.
I'll take a look.
There you go. Good
Only need a
choice.
couple
Good
more.
choice.
Oh, here you go.
So you're a huge Green Lantern fan, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
I've got
So-
the compassion ring.
Oh, okay. So okay.
Sharon says
So,
no more
I'm
entries.
gonna have a
The
conversation
cutoff
with you
time is
because
now. He can have one
I'm a
pair and
huge
the
Green
other is
Lantern fan
mine.
myself.
All right.
Favorite Green Lantern?
From Earth.
No. Favorite Green Lantern. Favorite member of the GLC.
Oh, it has to be green.
Yeah.
I have a
personally,
favorite,
That's a good
but it's
question.
I
not
personally, well, I have a whole personal loathing of the emotional spectrum, but we'll get into that later.
Oh man.
Me too. Right,
That's a
feels,
tough choice.
please.
There's so many.
Yes.
I kind of like the planet.
Mogo.
Mogo.
I like Mogo. Mogo's
Kinda
always
like
been one of my
Mogo.
favorites. Especially back during the Alan Moore run where they did the Mogo Doesn't Socialize story. Yeah.
I can't remember his
I like
name,
that too.
but my favorite lantern is the Red Lantern Cat.
Oh
Obviously.
yeah.
Okay,
I can't
yeah.
remember his
Yeah,
name,
right.
but
I can't either.
I don't know.
his
I-
origin story spoke to me. So
Like it's just a cat. No wonder. Never mind.
no,
This is a-
his owner was killed.
There's a Green Lantern that's a squirrel too. It's
Chip
like
it.
one of those, yeah.
Jeez.
Chip's right, yeah.
It's one of the craziest crap I've
There's
ever heard.
Husband and wife combo.
Okay,
Yeah,
too far.
and then
Cat
there's
fight.
so all-time favorite, of course, for me is Hal Jordan. That's who I started with. But
I like Kyle Rayner too.
I love Kyle, and and everybody gave Kyle shit like when he first came out.
Yeah.
But then there was that issue where Hal came back, and he took the ring back. He convinced Kyle to give him the ring back, and then he starts going the whole parallax route again. And Kyle, no powers, no nothing, takes a crowbar to Hal Jordan, and he's like, "Come on!"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Okay, that right there, that is proof of why he needs that ring, right there."
It's bedtime stories.
So that was
Heck fun, huh?
that was the thing. So okay, so you've already liked Infinity Flux, so all you got to do is subscribe to the channel. That gets you in,
All right.
and then you're going to buy something maybe. So when you get done with that, come back. We'll get you another ticket. But why do you deserve tickets to Wizard World?
Yeah.
Tell us, just lean back into the frame here.
I've liked comics since I was growing up, and I've had friends who've been to Comic-Con and stuff. My buddy was just on a panel out in San Diego. That was cool. And I'm jealous, and I'd like to go to more of these conventions. I haven't been to one since I moved out here from Baltimore.
Okay.
I went to Baltimore Comic-Con a few different times, 3 years in a row. We got like custom artwork and stuff. We pitched our animated series that we have, and
Cool.
That's
Yeah.
really neat.
so I love going to these things.
Hey, we may you're local.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
live,
may end up like maybe
2
having
minutes down the
you guys on as like guests at some point. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll get you my card. I don't have one on me, but I have one in my car.
Well, we have about 200 of them over there for us.
There you go.
We'll exchange info and
All right, yeah, for
maybe
sure.
put something together, make something happen. So yeah, that's awesome. Amber, if you
I
if you
got
buy
this.
something, Amber will hook you up,
Yeah.
and then we'll get your name put in
Yeah,
there.
I'll take a look around. Thanks,
Awesome,
guys.
appreciate it, man.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome, awesomely happy that we had somebody come on there, and who knows? I don't know how much time we have left.
What time did you say we were going to do the drawing?
About 4:45.
Alright,
We've got
we
about
have-
40 more minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, we're gonna have to send somebody outside to pull people in off the street.
That's your job. You're in charge.
I'm not doing that.
Just run down to the game portion, see if there's anybody down there.
I wonder if we could do that.
I mean, oh,
Anybody want to enter?
Hey, Jason, is there a bunch of people over at the gaming section?
When I was in there, yeah, there was probably about 10.
Would you mind if we went over there and pimped out the show? Get 'em- okay, I'll be back.
You gonna do that?
That's my job.
Good.
man.
You
That's what I
are.
do.
Mark is our gaming ambassador, or something.
Or something.
I'm
Don't-
just the person that doesn't.
Don't alienate anyone, please.
I'm the person who has no fear of talking in front of anybody.
Right?
That's-
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering if we just horribly screwed up sending him over there.
Okay.
We can send Lindsay over there.
hey,
She can
what's
help.
your charisma modifier?
Hey,
My charisma modifier?
Yeah.
Is at least a +10.
Oh,
hey,
yeah, we're good.
hey.
We're good.
Do we need to send you a female?
Untitled.
Now you
To-
can find us on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah,
Draw
I might wanna
the
take
iffy
Sarah
people?
with me just to be
I
safe.
got you.
Huh?
I might want to take Sarah with me just to be safe.
Sarah, you
Or
want to go over
Lindsay,
there
whichever
and
No.
Lindsay? Do you want to go?
I'm good.
Yeah, like,
Lindsay seems like she's in this thing
Lindsay
with me.
speaks the
I have
gaming
all-
language. She's got the Wizard World shirt and the skirt going on, so let's make that happen.
This bedtime
Anyway,
story.
Sarah, it's just me and you. Do you want to do a Game of Thrones recap or something?
Sorry, that comic book like has my attention over there, and I'm
Bedtime
trying-
stories.
Yeah, I'm trying to read what the summary is on it because it looks really
It's actually
cool.
called Bedtime Stories for Impressionable Children. It's printed by American Mythology Productions, and this is the first issue.
Because it looks very interesting to me.
It's by Infinity Flux. Has that available for sale for $3.99.
I don't know. It says classic horror anthology.
YouTube, here we go.
Yeah.
So that's kind of got my eye right now.
Can always do a look-see.
I've got to get my regression.
Thank you. All right.
All right.
Oh,
Do you think they would have the midnight, like the volume 1?
the full trade.
Yeah, the volume 1.
I believe they did say they had them.
Miller.
Because I want to read volume 1 because I
There's like
feel
4
like I'm
Ks
missing
in
out.
No,
Where'd they all go?
Midnight is a really good standalone.
I still want to volume 1 though.
Here, I'm going to let you run the show for a second. Talk to him. Say hello, Sarah.
Hello, Sarah.
Dear God.
What?
What are you looking for, honey?
I asked him.
My butt's probably in the screen.
That's okay.
No.
Not this time. Definitely not.
Welcome
now,
to the Amber and Sarah show.
Oh, we always said we needed our own show. Follow us around.
Yeah.
It's great.
Like, oh my god.
Remember when we used to work at Child Care Network and we were like, we need the show called The Real Teachers of Child Care Network.
Yes.
Follow us around. Oh, fun times. So excited for our Saturday Night Creek tonight.
Yes, I am.
I have no idea what we're going to play.
For the randomness and shenanigans.
Yes, randomness and shenanigans, definitely.
Do they have it?
They have what?
Iffy on it right now.
Oh no.
Said it'd be over. Would it be in like the bookshelf or on here?
I'm looking for it.
I was looking for Midnight Volume 1.
They don't have
all
it.
the comics from Volume 1.
But he did say they could order it.
Oh, okay.
Ew.
So like it wouldn't be any big thing.
So I would like to order it.
Anyway. Yeehaw.
Oh yes,
Mark
I need
and
to
Lindsay should do it. They'd be a great team out there.
A great team for what?
Getting more people.
So there's
They are.
I'm just reading Sharon's comments.
Oh, well, that
Okay.
actually happened.
Awesome.
NASCAR tonight. I
Raise
can
your
only
hand.
hope.
Spoilers do it. Little to the left.
Any
little
luck?
B.
A couple of guys seemed like they were interested, and they started pulling out their phones to look at the channel and everything and look up what Wizard World was.
Yeah, that was the funniest part. Was, would you like to win tickets to Wizard World? What the hell's that?
We're here to educate today.
No, and the fun part was, it was what is that? We answered the question, and then another guy asked the same question.
Don't you love that? Oh, awesome.
It's like,
Sharon says NASCAR tonight. No, that's not a thing.
Yeah, I was actually doing really good on NASCAR last night, so I think as a reward I should be able to play NASCAR again tonight.
I think if you want to do Saturday Night Crew, we're gonna play something.
Oh yeah, I forgot because Sarah ain't gonna go for
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Hey, Jason, do you have a copy of Regression number 3 yet?
Hey, somebody. Sarah, you have a pull box.
Yeah, you have a pull box. It should be in there. Didn't you set up your pull box? Oh,
Well,
Oh.
we can fix that. Why don't you want a full box?
Lord, I should not. She
It
ain't
was
done
like,
that
I
yet.
could have swore she had a pull
You
box.
told me like a week or so ago. She still hasn't set it up yet.
Oh.
I
Well,
don't know.
I'm gonna hide her coffee
Why?
just because it'd be fun. But I can't really put it anywhere where it won't mess something up.
You could just set it like behind you. Oh, there you go.
We did have like one dude say he was like
What, see?
on his way down here.
I'm not gonna be a part of that. Y'all want to see the raft or something? That's fine. But
I have no
just
part of
letting you
that.
know.
I am.
You suggested it.
Yeah,
don't
but
think
I-
I won't
I-
say that Lonnie said
I withdrew that.
it. I withdrew that. It's
Yep.
like Sharon's comment. She withdrew
But yeah,
that.
come by Infinity Flux today. If you're local Chattanooga, you might be able to get here before our 4:45 cutoff, maybe,
Maybe.
and hurry up and get
Who
those,
knows?
get all that stuff going on.
Chances are good for you winning right now. So,
Yeah, very good.
Damn.
Right now, everybody's sitting on like a 50% chance. Sorry.
Yeah, pretty much. We're probably gonna have some more people come over here though. But
Hopefully. There was a whole bunch of people down there who were like, let's look it up and see what it is. And
Untitled Network. Yeah, I should have took some cards over there. Some cards.
Should've done something, I don't know.
well, they were more concerned about what Wizard World was than
Fixing to
kinda-
say.
Wizard World is like probably the biggest Comic-Con in this area besides Dragon Con.
on this side of the
Yeah, on this side of-
Colorado.
Yeah, it's the biggest non-Dragon Con convention that we are going to have in this area.
Did they have it?
The system's messing up.
His system.
Of course.
Right now.
Did you get 1 and 2, or you already have
I
one?
have 1 and 2. I need. Here's 4, but I need 3.
This is why
What's
you
that?
need a pull box.
What's that?
What's the other one?
The bedtime story.
Oh, okay.
For
Are you going to read
fashionable
bedtime
little
stories on the air for our viewers, Sarah?
Sure.
No, don't. We don't want to do that.
35 minutes.
Let's not like agitate our fans even more with Sarah
Yeah.
reading bedtime stories to them.
It'd be like reading like Andy Kaufman doing The Great
Great
Gatsby.
Gatsby.
It'll be Sarah
Not if
reading
she
bedtime
performs as well.
stories.
No.
It's actually bedtime stories for impressionable children,
And this is the first issue.
which really seems creepy on a whole
I
other
know.
level.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. So I wonder, it come 4:45 or 4:50 neighborhood, depends on if we get a big influx of people in here to enter. Who's going to be the one to draw names?
Me? I don't know. That's
Doesn't she always do the drawing?
that's typically
That
me.
was her job.
No, Sarah drew.
Well, Sarah
drew
was
the
present
winners for the Loot Crate,
for the Loot Crate last time, so I let her draw.
and
Well, I
all
guess
of
it's my turn then. 'cause
all
we
of
can
these
alternate.
entries are going to be going into the Loot Crate drawing.
Yeah,
So,
all of them. All
yay!
6 or 5 after we draw one.
But yeah, I mean, kind of talking about Infinity Flux, because we've talked about just about everything today. They have a lot of
Sharon
good comics.
says they weren't on the road getting more people very long. LOL. No,
we,
they just went
we
next
went
door.
like 5 feet down the road here.
Yeah, what it
Gaming
is
shop.
the Infinity Flux is located in a storefront of like four different stores, and the Infinity Flux comic book is where we're at.
Is on this end.
They're
Bookends
on one
it.
side, like one end of the building, and then the Infinity Flux gaming is on the opposite side of the building. So they had to walk literally past 2 doors, go into the
We had
third
to go
door.
3 doors down.
Yeah, three doors down.
Yay.
To look for kryptonite.
Yep. Oh, I was going to get a Hydra button today.
All we found was a British man.
Yeah.
I got to have a Hydra button.
Got to.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's,
I've got like 5 of them now. I
Really?
used them for my Doctor Doom cosplay when I wore it to the gala, because I used them as to cover the hook class.
Well, it's got to be a little one. You know, the little tiny ones that they have
Yeah.
up there?
That's what I got.
Oh, okay.
I have like 5 of them. I buy one every time I come in here and pick up my box.
Because I've got to get one to, I've got to have a lanyard, kind of like this, at Wizard World. And I'm going to have all my Loot Crate buttons,
Right.
or Loot Crate pins all the way up. I wanted a Hydra on there. So.
At least you're going to represent correctly.
Yeah, I mean, the Hydra deal's pretty cool. I'm really wondering what we're going to stream tonight.
Yeah, that's what Sarah and I were talking about. We were like, we have no idea what we're going to stream.
Yeah, we are totally in the dark on that.
I don't know.
I can't tell you, because about
It's
9 o'clock,
random.
8 o'clock, I'm going to bed, because I got to be up at 4 in the morning.
Boo. Boo.
Well, I'm
joy
glad you
of
could join
having
us
to be able-
today. It was pretty neat having all of our main Untitled Nerd Network people under one roof.
I'm
for
gonna
the
go
first-
get a Beholder tattoo later today if you want to stream that.
A what?
Beholder, the monster, little.
Oh, cool. That's neat.
It's a D&D thing.
I mean, if you just needed something dorky.
That's not like a video game.
No,
No.
it's
Okay.
like
No,
me
but it's
sitting
No,
down.
definitely a
it's a
nerd thing, though.
nerd-related tattoo.
Yeah.
I've actually
Where are you getting it?
thought.
It was Dead Girls, but now.
No, where on you?
Maybe my hip, maybe my shoulder. I don't know.
Whatever you're feeling when you get in there.
Well, I
Yeah.
gotta like, they'll have it like drawn out, and then I can like.
But where are you going instead of Dead Girls?
It's called Appalachian Beard and Tattoo now. It was sold to new people.
Oh, okay. Dead Girls. I didn't know Dead Girls sold out.
Yeah, so it's a lot nicer now.
I could actually. When are you having this done?
Maybe 7:30ish.
I could actually see us like live streaming somebody getting a nerd tattoo.
Yes.
Like I could really
Lindsay
see
gets
that.
a tattoo again
Yeah.
because she has a lot. It's all good though. But it depends on where she gets it. Like if it's on her hip, I don't know about all that, honey.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
It's you two, not us. We don't have a problem with it.
Well, no, I mean, as long as everything's covered, she's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna have.
And then we can zoom in on just the
True,
area
we
where the
could
tattoos
just
were.
zoom
Oh, we wouldn't do that. I mean, we'd have to all be commentary and the atmosphere and everything. But yeah, I don't know. It's like seems like
It's not like it's gonna be like the only time I go get a
Nah, that's
nerd
what I was
tattoo. So
thinking.
if it's not this time, it's fine.
I was
I'll tell you what.
like-
Next time, let us know a week or two ahead of time, and we'll plan a broadcast around it.
That sounds awesome.
I mean, that actually is.
Oh, and then
different.
the mainline tattoo studio in downtown. they've got their Wizard. It's Literary Ink is what it's called, but that's a tattoo convention in March that's based on Harry Potter, fantasy,
Cool.
Lord of the Rings
sci-fi,
stuff,
like
yeah.
all the So that I think is a fun thing that we should try to get in on.
Sharon brings up a good point. We need permission from the artist too.
I mean,
Yes.
it's my
Oh, yeah.
boyfriend, so
Oh, okay.
That
Granted.
works. That works very much.
That makes
That's
it easy.
awesome.
Hey, let us film this. Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out what we're going to stream tonight. It's just random stuff. You know, we're going to play some Bomberman.
Yeah, that's a given.
That's
We
a
always
given.
play Bomberman.
You should play some old school like Bionic Commando.
We have that game.
That'll be a thing.
I used to when I actually had that game and it originally came out. We ran my brother and I ran our Nintendo through a VCR and we would record it.
Yeah.
And then we would
Oh,
go back
wow.
and watch it and go, okay, so see right there, that's where you screwed up. See, you should have gone there. You should have gone there.
Well,
That's funny.
you know, it's been several weeks since Sarah and I have played Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that might be a thing.
We might be due for that tonight, at least the first half. Because we play two-player co-op Lord of the Rings Return of the King on PlayStation 2. And we were very frustrated one night because
Yeah,
we
and ever
couldn't
since
kill
then, y'all really haven't played.
the Ghost King or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you have the Xbox 360 or the PlayStation 4 version of Fallout 4?
Neither.
Neither.
Oh, I thought
He
you were
borrowed
playing
it from
Fallout 4.
he
I
borrowed
borrowed
it
it
from
from
a
somebody.
friend, but
Okay,
he's
gotcha.
returned it already.
Yeah.
That game is amazing.
There are a handful of games that I would like to play. I mean, NASCAR's coming out in a few weeks. We've already got Call of Duty World War II pre-ordered. It's coming out the first part of November. I think November 3rd.
Huh.
We're probably going to be live streaming it quite a bit. But usually with the Saturday Night Crew stuff, we usually
Yeah, we try to
do
keep it retro.
PlayStation 2 or before.
You know what I miss? Old school PC emulators like M1 Tank Platoon or F-119 Stealth Fighter.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
So, Microprose was a company that came out with some games way back in the day.
Huh?
One of them was called M1 Tank Platoon, where you had command of a 4-unit tank platoon.
Okay.
And they would send you on all these missions and stuff. And, you know, it was pretty cool. Graphics wouldn't hold up today. They need to remake it. But then the other one was called F-119 Stealth Fighter, where you were the fighter pilot of a stealth fighter, not a stealth bomber, but a stealth fighter. And they sent you on sorties in the Middle East, you know, where like, okay, so the bad guys are bringing in supplies over this bridge. Go blow up this bridge. Oh, but in the process, you have to avoid 7 SAM radar sites. So, you know, pretty cool games.
I'd like to play a game like I would like to get maybe like a little LAN party together or something. Maybe broadcast it of Age of Empires or Age of Empires 2, because I have the Age of Empires 2. I think it's 2, the HD remake that they released on Steam not long ago.
Right.
And I really like that. I suck at it, but I
Playing
like
a lot of Civilization lately.
Yeah, I like the world building concept, the civilization building. The only thing is I get on there with somebody who like click, 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 click. Next thing you know, they're fully evolved and have an army of 300,000, and then you're dead.
You're hot.
If I could get to playing with someone of a similar skill level to me, to where it, you know, comes down to the last few soldiers or something, and not just somebody who blasts right through the game and, you know, does crazy fast stuff. You know, it'd be kind of fun to play, but like I said, I have to find somebody of a similar skill level.
All right, to answer Sharon's question, yeah, we got a PlayStation Plus membership on the PS4. Joseph has been playing Just Cause 3 and Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry for the free games. He was so excited. He played those for like 3 days straight. But yeah, we do keep it old school for Saturday nights. And she suggested Twisted Metal on PlayStation, but we don't have just a PlayStation. We just have PlayStation 2. And I don't know if Twisted Metal
PlayStation 1 games will play on PlayStation 2.
Will it?
Yeah.
But we don't have Twisted Metal.
Yeah, I know.
There's McKay's right down the road.
We're on
Yeah, but
budget since
yeah,
it's
we are
Wizard
on
World.
a
Yeah, never mind.
spend not even a quarter until Wizard World. So
Very strict.
yes.
So with our 20-ish minutes left, what superpowers are you hoping to get on Monday?
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Well, first off, I've been plotting
Wow,
for the last
really good
24
hero
hours.
reference.
Of,
I just caught that.
it was because I have to work Monday,
So do I.
Won't
and
stop you from getting powers.
I don't know if I'm going to be inside or be able to go outside or whatever.
It wouldn't matter, inside, outside.
Yeah,
Eclipse
but I
gives
mean,
you
I
powers.
would like to go outside and see this, and it was funny because I didn't have any glasses, but I was
You
really
can
wanting
make
to go
some.
outside
You
just
can
to
make
see it
some.
for a little bit.
You can make your own viewer.
I'm not gonna. No, I want to look at it. I don't want to see some nonsense projection.
Okay.
I may as well just watch it on YouTube.
So
at
okay,
that
so
point.
let me go back to what you just said. You're not willing. You're on a budget right now. So do you want to go out and spend $10 for a pair of glasses,
I'm
which
not
is
going to.
We don't
overpriced
have
for
to,
what
though.
they're doing?
I was getting to that part
Okay.
in the story.
Or
Mark.
do you want to go home and get a cereal box and make you a viewer for free?
No, because
That's what I want to do.
Just-
But right there.
Joseph brought home some from
Yeah.
school, though.
Oh, okay.
Joseph brought home some
yeah, my kids have
yesterday.
some from school, but I don't have any, so
But-
I was just going to DIY it.
It's funny because the daycare that he goes to is not going to allow any of the kids to go outside, and they're taping up all the windows where they can't look outside because of the liability issues.
Right, yeah. That's
So
good.
as soon as he brings home
Insurance.
glasses, I'm like, on one hand, I really feel bad for him because he ain't going to be able to use them. But on the
That
other
we know
hand,
of.
I'm already plotting at being able to take those to work
Yes.
and to be able to look at the sun.
I don't know officially yet until if they're going to have the school age program that day. Him at the daycare.
That's Monday.
So when
You think
I
they would have
find
told
out-
somebody by now?
I don't think
what
mine
it
have
said
school.
on the letter.
Well, like there's a couple of
That's
schools that
my
are closing.
Yeah,
mistake.
mine don't have school.
Like yeah, Hamilton County is closing.
Oh
that
no,
day.
but I will be at work, and so will he.
Yeah.
So Joseph will have to go to daycare during the day.
Oh,
But if not,
Ooh,
if they don't
sorry.
have the school age program open,
The
He'll
Boys
be
and Girls
going
Club,
to
I think,
my
is
sister.
going to be open on
the
Monday.
president of our company bought us all Eclipse glasses, so we're going.
that was really cool.
Yeah,
I
I
would
wasn't
imagine-
expecting that.
Where do you work?
Gold Bond Ink. Hixson
Oh,
Ink.
yeah.
Yep.
I would imagine if I actually went to work on Monday, Karen probably is getting everybody glasses, but I'm not going, so.
Sarah's the one who is the mastermind behind the It coffee mug
Yes, that came
we
from
did a
Gold
video
Bond.
on.
I actually got a red rum mug yesterday.
Oh dear God.
Yay!
Oh, but
So,
superpowers. What
yeah, you
get?
never answered the question
Oh.
about superpower.
I won't.
Oh, did you know that Infinity Flux is doing a movie premiere for it?
And it's going to be the same day that we start Nashville. Yep.
Yes.
It's going to be the weekend. The It premiere is actually the It premiere is going to be Thursday night before we leave. But we're on such a strict budget, we ain't going to be able to make it.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I'm actually, if everything goes according to plan, I'm hoping to God that we can go the next weekend after Wizard World. That's
the goal.
yeah, and
We should make that a thing, like a group thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
that would be
we're-
fun.
Kenzie won't go. She doesn't want to see it, but she told me if I want to go see it, I had to find somebody else to go see
well,
it.
see, here's the thing. Like, I want to get that movie pass.
When does that come out? Like, when can you use it?
Here's the thing: you can buy it right now, but it takes 5 to 7 days for the card to come in the mail.
With the AMC
So
thing?
if we bought it Monday, it might not be there in time for the weekend. And so, like right now, I'm kind of between a rock and a hard place as to like Friday, the Friday after Wizard World, when I get paid, we can either go see it, or I can buy the passes and go see it later when the card comes in the mail. Either way, like, you know.
Yeah.
But as far as superpowers are concerned, I think we actually talked about this at one point, but I forgot. I would like more than anything to probably have the power of invisibility.
That's a good one.
Because number one, next up would be mind reading, but I don't think I would really want to know what people thought all the time.
No.
But invisibility, it would have been flight, but I know if I got flight without invulnerability, that I would end up flying too high one day, get hit by a plane or something. So
Yeah.
that's where it would go, I guarantee it. It's like have you ever seen the movie Chronicle?
No.
Where the teenagers, they all get powers, they can use their abilities to lift themselves up, and then they start to fly. Well, they're flying around up above the clouds one day, and they end up down in the clouds, and they can't really see, and suddenly a plane shoots by them and nearly kills them. Yeah, so
I'm just being careless.
that would be me. But anyway, I'm sure you had a superpower in mind, Lindsay.
Yeah, I want to have that teleportation, like Nightcrawler thing, where you can like boop here and boop, without like going through like that terrible dimension and without the smell. You know.
Now, if you were to teleport, would it be limited to just places you can see, or
Places
could you
I know
teleport?
about, I guess. Or
So
have
looper
been.
teleportation, not looper, but jumper teleportation.
Because what happens?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to
is-
like teleport and like end up splitting somebody in two because
Yeah, that's what would happen. You would teleport to
Yeah.
some place that you didn't know where you were
I
at,
just
and you would be
know,
halfway
like-
in a wall.
I could just, you know, basically it's just that travel, like not even like long distance travel, just getting from point A to point B like zaps so much
Like-
of your life.
Being able to go to London without having to pay for a plane ticket.
Yeah, or
That's
hell,
what I'm
just
thinking.
to save 45 minutes getting home from work so that I can be home
That's-
with
that
my
would be
kids.
nice.
That's
Yeah.
actually really
Like, just-
funny.
'Cause that's almost 2 hours of my day is just spent going to work.
Well,
It's
what
not
was
even the time
that?
at work.
They actually did a
I don't
Nightcrawler
know.
story. I can't remember if it was the Deadly Genesis or it was one of the stories that came out like somewhere between 2009 and maybe 2013.
Awesome.
But Nightcrawler was on a ship, and I guess maybe the ship went down or something, and he teleported from point A to point B to point C to point D all the way across the ocean.
Yeah, so
And
that's
it
awesome.
like wore him out
Because-
because he can
yeah.
only do like 3 miles at a time or something like that.
Yeah.
He can only go as far as he can see, and by the time he made it to land, he was like, ah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would want mine to work like places that I know about, and maybe I could like set up like safe ports, like you know, like have
So
almost
you're-
like
you're-
little like
you're
telephone
full-on
boxes.
jumper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like have
okay.
like
Okay.
it would extra bonus would be if it came with some kind of like almost force field type thing to where when I bumped into a new area, it pushed anybody out. Of the way.
That's funny. Yes.
That'd be, you know.
That'd be wonderful.
So,
So
Sarah,
you know, if the solar eclipse is listening, that's what I want. If
All
you
right,
could-
Sarah, what power do you want to get during the solar eclipse? I'm really loving the Heroes playback. That's awesome. That show's going to probably amp up on Netflix.
I
pretty
hope
high.
so, man. Those first 2 seasons were.
Oh yeah, they were.
Either the teleportation or the flying, because I like.
you don't think you would screw up with flight, like I was talking about?
I
I don't think she would fly that high.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Because you know, like where we live, it's really close to the airport, and sometimes
Right.
the planes are like right over the roof. I would
Well, I mean, all
fly.
that she would
Seems
have to
that
do
way.
is like
But they're actually higher than
start tracking or get the flight information,
Yeah.
like what's around. I mean,
There's an app you can download that shows you flight paths.
yeah, that's all
She'd be
she
like
needs.
flying around up there. Let's see.
Well, yeah, you
Because
just
I
do it
wanna
before you
travel
leave, and
see
you're like,
places.
all right,
Yeah.
cool. I just need to take this route today instead. It's just like trying to get through Chattanooga now that they're doing all the construction. there.
Yes.
I'm
You
like,
could
oh,
avoid
oh.
road.
Today I
that's
gotta
like, you could
Side
tell.
note: they're putting stop signs on the ramp.
On I-27 now?
Yeah,
They need
so-
to.
Oh, it's. ooh,
They're
man.
starting to put them in. I think it started last night. So if you're a local and you go around where they're doing the construction in downtown, they're putting in stop signs at the
You could-
entrance ramp
Come,
and stuff.
visit.
So,
You can actually see where
Nice.
everybody's priorities are now that we've gotten like into our 30s. Because like used to, it was like, oh, I would love all this money, love all this, and I was like, I would just like to teleport to be able to get to work quicker. you
no,
know?
it's
Yeah.
home quicker.
See, mine's yeah. I'd use mine for evil. I've always wanted to be a telekinetic, and
Okay.
I'd use it for evil. I'd probably be the supervillain of the group.
Well,
I've always said
invisibility
I'm,
for
I'm
me,
one
I
life tragedy away from supervillainy.
Well-
As an ENTJ, I'm one life tragedy away from supervillainy
Yeah.
at all times. But as long as my kids are fine,
mean, I'll be 100% honest. If I had invisibility, I would probably use that for evil all day long. So
I mean,
Well, see, telekinesis.
that's what Hollow
Yeah.
Man was all about, right?
Yeah, well, telekinesis, you can use it to unlock doors that you're not supposed to be able to go through and get into banks that you're not supposed to be getting into.
I would do that with invisibility.
You know, also, when I was younger, I used to think of it would be telekinesis would be a really cool way to get women, because you got to think about it. Like if you're well enough to study erogenous zones, think about it. You're sitting in a bar, you look across the bar, you meet eyes, you lock eyes with this guy, and all of a sudden, every erogenous zone on your body gets touched.
That's horrifying.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, that's
like I
actually
said, I don't
really
remember that
Work.
kid. Yeah.
Now that I'm kind of,
Like as
Think
I
I
was
would go to the
younger.
doctor.
But
Because
now
you
that
would-
I'm older, it's I want money.
because you know that he's the one doing it. If you look, and I mean, it would be weird, but you would automatically know that, hey, this dude that I just made eye contact with.
Just raped me with his mind.
Yes.
Like literally
That's
raped
exactly-
me
It's like the bad
with
touch.
his.
No,
Very
not-
much the bad
like,
touch.
Not like. Never mind. It's
no,
yeah,
it's
it's
the
not
way that he was-
defensible. And, like as a kid,
It's
it was
not.
No,
it was an
it's
idea,
a-
but
yeah.
as an adult, it's not defensible.
Yeah, kid logic. I get it. Like you don't see the whole like thing, but yeah,
Yeah.
as an adult,
We've had some
like,
very interesting conversations today.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
no, now it's just like
Don't
how many
rape
things
people
can I
with
break
your
into
brains
and
if
get
you get
money?
that.
You know, I'm gonna take this ATM home with me.
Right, yeah.
They would find it, Mark. You can't really hide an ATM.
No, but you could telekinetically rip it out of the building without being in front of the camera. And then you could take it somewhere and telekinetically rip it open and take all the money out of it. And then they could find the ATM. No fingerprints, no nothing. Life goes on.
Be sure you take that
If you
camera
had really
that's in it.
strong telekinesis.
When
I
you
wonder how do
unplug
you?
it when you unplug it from the wall,
I'm
it
pretty
loses its
sure.
power.
Yeah.
You don't think it would have battery backup just in
I
case?
don't think it does.
I
But
would
even still, I can always
wonder
keep the
how
camera
you
in front.
just how the physics of how strong your telekinesis is as far as like brute force.
I think it would
How
only
that
be as
is
strong as your
calculated.
I'm
physical.
talking like Magneto level telekinesis.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering,
strength,
like
you know?
how would nature divvy that up? Like, what kind of brain capacity do you need for certain levels of brute force with your
I really think that
scientists? Get on that.
your telekinesis would only be as strong as you are physically. Like if you could only lift 150 pounds, hey, your telekinesis sucks.
Is that because you only
I-
believe that you can lift 120 pounds?
No, see, I would fully believe that if I was telekinetic, I could lift like a building.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, what
Because it would
is the driving
wouldn't be your
factor behind?
physical
It'd be your
strength,
based on
it'd be
your
your
willpower.
mental strength.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
God, this
And
is-
your, you know,
That could swing really far either way for me. I don't really know.
Amber?
yeah, teleportation. I agree. The way I just be at work right on time, don't have to worry about it.
You were all
Wanna
still planning on
travel.
working. If I had superpowers, I'd never have to look again.
Anyway,
Okay,
Really?
A, I don't want the government to
Ooh,
find
I like
out that I have
traveling.
it, so I don't want to get
so
too
yeah, I
obvious with
could
it.
instantly be wherever I wanted
why
to
they
be.
invented
Hey Amber,
masks.
let's go to Florida.
Oh, hey, you want to go to the beach for a day?
Yeah.
That could totally be a
Let's
thing.
take Lindsay with us.
What would be
and,
funny?
And I'm fairly socially conscious, so I know that if I steal from anyone, that's affecting not just a big business, but families and economies and trickle-down
Right.
effects.
So,
So I
okay,
couldn't be a thief.
So we're the
because-
villains.
Yeah.
We are.
We got that figured out. We're the villains.
Me and Mark could show up, be like, prepare for trouble.
I mean, about as
Oh,
bad
no,
so
no, there would
obviously-
be no public thing about it, no.
We would be the ones trying to catch
I
you.
mean, I could just teleport on a cruise and go on the cruise for free. I'm sure that's a thing. I
That
mean,
is a good idea.
Yeah,
that'd
but
be
you would have
about
to have,
as
where
far
would
as
you
that.
stay? You would have to have a room.
I could go back at night.
Oh, okay.
they're
On Earth, I'd spend all day on the boat and just go back
there's
to my
probably
home.
empty rooms.
Shoot,
unless
we
you
could
clean
go
I
up
would
see
after.
be a
movies.
bigger hermit than what I am now.
teleport into a
Like-
movie.
Teleport.
In the back row.
Sure, yes, in the back row. They gonna come
Wow.
and find us.
All right,
I'm-
so Lonnie and I are thinking like
They're
big
thinking
scale
Fast
evil villain
Furious.
things. They're thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna steal a movie ticket.
I mean,
You don't even have to anymore with that new movie pass that's out.
true
No, I
enough.
thought that was like a proposed thing. I didn't know. it
No,
was
it's a
full
thing.
No,
So
you
it's
can get on
AMC
there and buy it
theaters?
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Really?
could probably talk about that now.
Well, wait a
I
minute,
need to do
because
some
I've
more
got a lot
research
of
into it.
comments about
Okay,
this.
okay.
So,
Oh.
Sharon says we're in the line of tonality. I guess the
Yes.
Line of totality.
Yeah, so it's going to be awesome. Can't wait for the eclipse. And they plan to let out school early. She really liked the It mug. And she would also be teleporting. She says, 30,
it's a
speak for
functional
yourself.
good one.
I'm in my 20s and I still want teleportation, lol.
I'm in
And
my
then-
40s.
According to Yoda, the size of object doesn't matter as far as...
Judge me by my size, do you?
It really depends on what fiction.
It's
fandom.
odd that it's a woman saying size doesn't matter.
It's the motion in the ocean.
Yeah, okay, you know what?
Well, this
wait,
is
hang on, wait.
interesting conversation.
I'm going to counter that. Okay,
Let's don't go too much further with this.
it's not the size. It's not the size of the boat, but the motion of the ocean. But it takes a hell of a lot longer to get to Europe in a rowboat than it does in a steam trawler.
Yes, George Carlin, right?
Yes.
Yes.
No, not George Carlin. It was I can't remember who it was, but it is a comedian.
Yeah, it is comedian. But I could have sworn it was George Carlin.
No, it's not George Carlin. It's somebody more recent. It's not Christopher Titus. It's not. It's. I'll have to look it up.
But somebody's still old enough to know what a steam crawler is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was pretty sure it was George Carlin. Cause it
wasn't
pretty
George
damn old.
Carlin. It was somebody more recent, and it wasn't Robin Williams. It wasn't Titus. It wasn't Gabriel Iglesias. It wasn't Carlos Mencia. I'll have to look it up and come back to it.
I mean, if it was Carlos Mencia, we'd still have to figure out who really said it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
All right.
So yeah, no, I've gone on rants this week about the whole sunglasses thing because like one of the news stations here in town has been reporting like so and so, like there's this huge long line for glasses, and I'm like, make your own viewer.
Well, there's some like clinics and stuff giving away free ones.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just like, make your own freaking viewer.
See,
Of
the
course, if you
viewers,
go on
I don't
any
like
of
that.
the Facebook yard sales right now, there's anywhere from $6 to $50.
I'm just not big on like the viewers,
What?
What?
I was talking to her.
What? Drink.
So what were the other comments?
I don't know where it's at.
What'd you do with it?
What are the other
Maybe it's
comments?
back there.
What are we talking about?
Oh no, she was reading from.
You
the-
want
I'm done
Amber's
with
drink?
that.
Oh, that was
she's,
it all?
she's looking for her
Your
drink.
comment
I
books
don't
are
know
back
what
here.
they
Your
did.
drink's not back here.
I don't know
What
what
did
she
I
did
do
with
with
it.
my drink?
Google it.
What happened to Sarah's drink?
Google what happened to Sarah's drink.
Where did it go?
Where'd it go?
You had it like a.
I
few
had
weeks
it
ago,
sitting
wasn't
right
it?
here.
I don't recall seeing it there.
Did you go to the bathroom?
Are y'all playing a trick on me?
We would never.
Oh, whatever.
she figured
I am appalled. I am appalled.
No, it was his face that did
I am
it.
absolutely appalled.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah,
Even I was playing along that. Your
You
face
had
gave it
mine.
away.
I know.
Yeah.
She even fussed at us for it.
I
And
would.
then she was
I
playing
solemnly swear that I did
didn't
not
wanna
put that
ruin
in
it.
there.
I solemnly swear. I
totally-
solemnly swear that I'm up to no good.
Yep.
I may or may not have given him the idea.
He did.
He did.
But you were the influence, so.
I told you.
Hang on just a second. Hey, gentlemen.
Don't be disturbing the shoppers, Mark.
He told them about us. I'm just kind of.
I did. And we are getting pretty close to that magical deadline.
Gentlemen, question.
Yeah.
Would y'all like to enter into a chance to win tickets to Wizard World?
We're actually visiting from Florida, so.
Oh, well, you can still win tickets to go see Wizard World.
You can come back up to Nashville. I mean,
I'm kind of geeking out with all the comic books and different variants.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I mean, if you decide you want to, you got a few more minutes before we do our drawing. But we're giving away a pairs of tickets to the Wizard World Convention
Jared and
in
Sharon.
September.
Oh, we're also doing a loot crate giveaway.
And a loot crate giveaway as well. So,
Oh.
all right.
You don't have to be local for that one.
I'm trying.
Yeah, they weren't interested. But
Wah,
whatever.
wah, wah.
It's all good. It's all good. It'll be all right.
Hey, we were here and we gave it the old college try. I've actually said that phrase like 4 times today. I'm not really sure why.
You know what? Let's examine the creation of that. Where did that phrase come from? The old college try, because I keep hearing it, but I don't know where it came from.
Pretty sure somebody somewhere failed at college.
And was like, well, I gave it the
All
old
right,
college
well, I gave it the old
try.
college try. Okay, fair enough. I like that.
But I
That
failed
works.
anyway.
I mean, I don't know for sure, but I'm just about willing to bet.
Viewers, Google it.
I'm actually really.
Nobody has Googled
That's been
anything
Lindsay's
yet.
catchphrase the whole time. Google
And
it.
bend the
You know
knee.
what?
I will.
Been
bend the
there.
knee.
That's
Been there.
kind of.
It's gonna
I do
a live stream
think-
of me doing nothing but saying things, and then Google it. If anyone
One,
ever
we will be
actually does
doing a Saturday Night Crew broadcast tonight with some retro games. I was talking to Amber, thinking about maybe we will continue our Lord of the Rings: Return of the King playthrough tonight.
Yay!
Yeah, I figured that would
Because
make
you know,
Sarah happy.
used to lately we've been kind of doing our Saturday Night Crew broadcast in one long broadcast.
Yeah.
But used to we would do a first half from like 9 to 10:30. We would take about a 20-minute break, and then from like 10:50, 10:55, 11 to midnight or later, we would do our second half, and that was usually where we played Bomberman and just the regular stuff. But the first half was always something different. And for 2 or 3 weeks, we did Lord of the Rings: Return of the King co-op on PlayStation 2.
It was
Me and
not
Sarah would
easy
play through.
either.
And we did good. Granted, it got to the point where I wanted to crash a controller through the TV screen.
Do you get to play your own characters in that, or do you have to play like one of the characters in the book or movie?
No, the movie. It's a movie-based game. I was Aragorn, and she was Legolas, I think. What?
Yes.
And so we had to go through like the king pathway, and then after you beat it, you have to go through the hobbit's path, and then I think there's a wizard's path. So there's like three different ways you have to play through the game, and then you go to like Mount Doom and the final battle and everything.
You know what I've always loved about that movie? It's the very beginning of it. They say one simply does not walk into Mordor, but yet everybody walked into Mordor.
That was the irony of the whole situation.
Yes.
You know, I just thought it was hilarious. I was like, wait, hang on.
I mean, they didn't really simply walk into Mordor. They took a mountain cave or something. It's not like they went up and knocked on the
It was quite the
gate.
trip to get there. You know.
Yeah.
They didn't just like show up and we're like.
I mean, it's like, how else are you going to get into Mordor? Take the, the
You
735 jet into the...
You go down the door aisle at Lowe's. There's more doors there.
I will, there
Dad
is...
joke. Hashtag dad joke.
There was a really legit sounding fan theory as to why they didn't just take the Eagles into Mordor. There is a thought that Gandalf actually had that lined up, but when he went and whenever he got killed, or supposedly killed, by the Balrog in the Mines of Moria, that the Eagles were actually waiting at like a checkpoint out there for him, but he was not with them, and they had no clue that there were Eagles waiting.
Which is why he went, "Fly, you fools!"
Yes.
Yeah, I've read that one.
Exactly.
So how does that explain how when the Eagles did come and get them, why they didn't go ahead and carry them to Mordor? Or how in the first one, how when the Eagles came and got them, they didn't carry them all the way to the Lonely Mountain? Because Tolkien wants to draw things out as long as possible.
Yeah, that's the thing about fan theories with things that are like, very detailed in the writing and everything. I mean, we can make up with like sidebars that we think happened and stuff.
I mean, look at the number of fan theories over the past 2 weeks just in the Game of Thrones episodes.
Yeah.
I will. Lindsay will probably get behind me on this one, though. I personally agree with the fan theory that Gandalf didn't care about the rest of them. He just wanted all the XP for the Balrog.
Oh, totally. Yeah, yeah. I bet there was all kinds of loot at the bottom of that thing.
Well, no, that's why he came back completely leveled up.
Yeah,
he wasn't even Gandalf the Gate, Gandalf the White.
I mean, he must have skipped at least 2 levels.
Had
This
How
isn't
many
even
hit
my
dice
final
he got
form.
from that?
his power's over 9,000. Okay.
What time is it?
It's about 2 minutes till time to draw.
Ah, shit. Womp, womp, womp.
It'll be okay.
We had like a handful of people who said they were coming and never did.
I know.
I'm going to have a talking to with them.
Well, I
That'll
shared
be
it on my
ridiculous.
Facebook page. I
I
tried
did that
to-
too, but
Did we even
now have
advertise?
Jared Miller's contact
I don't know
stuff,
if
and
we
that's pretty
advertised
cool.
on the page.
So
today
we
or
have
not.
networked.
Oh,
We
Jesus,
have
I don't think I did.
we have successfully networked.
You caught
today.
that he said he had like an animated thing they were working on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I want to know more
Yeah,
about that.
We all got a business card.
And I got his podcast thing, but
Well, I will
I want to
say
know more about all that stuff.
there's really no suspense whatsoever in who's going to win,
Right.
because
Pretend like
we
there is.
literally have a couple and then another dude who come in here.
Yeah.
And so unless somebody runs in the next 10 minutes,
Man,
that means Neil Beowulf and his wife and
Jared,
Jared are the winners.
which looks like Jon Snow.
Yeah, so Jon Snow and Beowulf. Wow.
there's unlikely.
That actually is,
Yes.
That sounds like a movie needs to be made.
Right.
This fall.
I wonder if we can get
Coming to
Beowulf.
HBO.
This fall, coming to HBO. Confederate. Wait, what? No, never mind. And they actually came out with a press
What's
release the
cooler
other
than
day that
cool?
said they're not backing down
Jon
from that.
Snow.
They're still doing that show.
Well, what's the deal with them? They have what, half a dozen Game of Thrones spin-off series in the works?
Yeah,
It would be like
There's,
a buddy,
free.
like a good cop,
the-
cop buddy movie though.
The
like
Robert's Rebellion is one. That
That'll
they're
be
working
fun.
on, which I think would be cool.
I'm down Jon Snow
I
Beowulf
posted again.
rabbit hole. One rides dragons, one slays dragons. How will they work together?
That's like, did you ever see on YouTube, there's a guy called Just Some Random Guy who did he was doing like a I'm a Marvel, I'm a DC thing. Did you ever see those?
I didn't.
So he did this one where it's like I'm a Marvel, I'm a DC, and it was Watchmen characters and Deadpool.
Uh-huh.
So like, first off it comes up and it's the comedian and Deadpool, and Deadpool shoots the comedian, and then it goes to black and it comes back and he's like, "Hi, I'm a Marvel," and Night Owl kind of leans in. He goes, "I'm a DC." He goes, "Oh come on, they took my guns." And so Night Owl comes in and he starts going on this whole thing about Silk Spectre, and the whole time he's going on about Silk Spectre, Deadpool's sitting there talking to himself going, "I wonder if I look like Ryan Reynolds under this mask. If I do, point me toward the nearest Barbie dream house, cause Ken's getting old." And like, so he goes on, but it finally comes to him and Rorschach, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, he's like, "I kill people, blah blah blah." And he's going on, and the whole time he's going on to that, like, he's like, "I kill innocent people, I kill not so innocent people." He goes, "I just kill people." And the whole time he's doing that, Rorschach's grappling hook's coming into the screen, pointing next to his head. He goes, "What do you do?" And he goes, "I hurt those who hurt the innocent." And Deadpool's like, "I smell sitcom." And then he does this really cool theme song, and then they actually started, and he does all this with action figures. So then he started doing a sitcom of Rorschach and Deadpool.
That's funny.
It was hilarious. So the Jon Snow one would be kind of cool too. It's like, what?
We actually have somebody who's like been telling us all day that they're on their way, and they're coming from kind of sort of far away, and we just got a message that they got lost, but they're hoping to still make it before the deadline. I'm like,
Deadline that was
where are you now?
technically 2 months.
Right.
Like, you said you're close. Where are you now, sir?
How does one get lost in the day and age where we have maps that will tell us turn by turn directions?
I mean, I agree.
I mean, I'm just curious.
I don't know.
But then the GPS can tell you to go the wrong way.
I've had
Like,
GPSs tell
seriously.
me. I've had GPSs tell me to turn left when there was not a road there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like when we go through Atlanta, there for a minute, it changes. It's like, turn this way, make a U-turn,
no.
yada, yada, yada. And it says,
Right.
wait a
Okay,
minute.
so I get that in
and
like
then it
bigger
goes
areas
back
where
to
like
where-
the roads do get shut down.
Yeah.
But like here.
I personally think it's Skynet trying to kill us.
Oh, you know
Right.
how
There
I
was
was-
the Star Wars Arena game that you download on your phone.
Uh huh.
As soon as you download it, it makes that sound. That Terminator. Boom, boom. I was like, nope. Deleted it right back off my phone. No.
I'm done.
I will say,
Not on my
like,
phone.
while I'm thinking about it, Sarah, I don't know, was that you that was with us whenever they were pointing out that new series, Scales and Scoundrels?
Yeah, I signed
It's
up
like
for it.
Western and dragons and stuff. But anyway, come to find out, that's going to be an image book, so we'll be getting that a few days ahead of time
Well, that'll be cool.
to
I put
review.
it in my
Yeah,
I put it in my pull box.
that's like one perk. For whatever reason, Image Comics decided that we would be a good place to do comic book reviews, and so we get their books a few days ahead of time, and they're like, review them.
Yay.
Yeah, so that's been kind of an interesting little thing. I've actually discovered a lot more titles that I enjoy that I probably wouldn't have found otherwise, because being on a budget, you can't go through and buy every new #1 that comes out every week. But I've discovered a handful of really, really good titles that have come out through that review program that we're doing with them. So I'm still trying to knock on DC and Marvel's door, thinking, "Hey guys,
I may have an in at DC. I know a guy who's an artist for DC.
Alright. Cool.
okay, that might work."
But anyway, so let's hear what do we got coming up? Like, as far as like down the road for the show, we've got, so tomorrow night we've got the Game of Thrones recap. Tonight we've got the live stream, the Saturday Night Crew.
Yep.
Yep.
What
Probably
else do we got coming?
After Game of Thrones, because aren't we doing a Westworld?
no.
We're
We're
not?
going to do that after Game of Thrones wraps.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, that's what she
Yeah.
meant.
Oh, I thought you
After
meant like
it goes
after
off.
tomorrow night.
No.
I was like, no, I got to work Monday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would suck. Immediately, whenever we're going to have the Game of Thrones season finale, and we're going to do that live stream. The next Sunday, the first Sunday without Game of Thrones, we're going to start doing weekly Westworld reviews. We're going to watch Westworld Sunday night, probably 8:30, 9 o'clock. Do a live talk show review right after we're done. And we're going to be probably 2 episodes short when The Walking Dead starts. But maybe we can do those on like Saturday night or something after that.
Like maybe the Saturday you work, that we could do that.
Yeah. That would definitely work because we're going to get those knocked out. Westworld does not premiere season 2 until spring 2018.
Oh, okay, so we have plenty of time.
So we do have plenty of time. I'm not in a huge hurry to get that done, but it would be nice to go ahead and get it done. That way we're not 2 episodes left and then we just forget about it and never wrap it up.
Right.
And I'm still kind of batting around ideas as to what we can do between the mid-season finale and the mid-season premiere through like November, December, January, and most of February for Walking Dead. But it looks like
We'll see.
it
I
looks
don't
like
know.
we're starting to do like weekly, pretty much weekly Sunday night shows. That's and then every other Saturday night. So
But it'll be the holidays around then, so we'll see.
yeah. I mean, it won't be like we'll take a Sunday night off here and there depending on holidays and stuff. But yeah, lots of stuff. We're going to be doing UNN Live Thursday night, myself and
Yeah, I
Lindsay.
was getting ready to say, aren't y'all doing UNN Live?
Yep, we're doing UNN Live. It's
Tell
not
you
going
all the
to...
things you need to know.
You got a list put together yet?
Started on the list.
Oh,
I have not
my
done
girl.
anything. I've actually looked through a bunch of the news sites and stuff, and I haven't found anything I want to talk about yet. We've
It's pretty
actually...
easy. I just look for things that I'm interested in.
Right.
It's my list. Here are the things I care about. Hopefully you too.
Yeah, well,
Hopefully somebody else cares too.
well, a lot of the stuff that I was going to talk
One of the
about...
4 people who watch.
There's like the Game of Thrones leak, and we didn't talk about Nerd Block filing for bankruptcy. Let's not even talk about that right now. We'll cover
I mean,
that.
I feel like we basically broke that story.
I thought you covered it on one of the live shows.
We did.
We did. We covered them shutting down, but
well,
now
and we talked about the rumors of bankruptcy and them not paying vendors.
yeah,
Yeah,
not
but
paying vendors,
they
but now they
confirmed that.
have official numbers.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
They've confirmed
I feel
it.
like
It's
we
not-
broke that news. That was
it's a lot
Yeah,
of
y'all
interesting.
kind of did. Y'all
We'll
kinda
we'll
did
have
that
some
news.
stuff to talk about Thursday night. There's never a shortage of stuff to talk about.
Right.
And then, let's see, after this, we have our Wizard World show that we're going to be at September 8th, 9th, and 10th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then really,
Really don't have anything like
After
major
that-
going on till like October.
yeah, October 4th, we're going to kind of do our, let's see, October 4th is a Wednesday,
Yes.
3rd, 2nd, 1st. I think the Saturday night crew, the last day of September, is probably going to be our Halloween kickoff event.
Yeah.
We'll probably end up playing some scary games and stuff like that. Maybe some Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, old NES games. Might be able to find something on
When
PS.
is
And didn't we
Where's
say
the
we were going to
Farley
stream
Con?
from the pool party?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Pool party.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
going to
Yeah.
stream, be
Yeah, that's
streaming from
Labor
our
Day
pool
weekend.
party.
yeah. That's Labor Day weekend.
Which, who knows? We might not get a lot of views on that.
So while you're at
because it's
Dragon
Labor
Con,
Day.
be sure to tune in to us.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is going to be like.
Let
oh,
this replace
This
Dragon
is-
Con. Let UNN replace your Dragon Con.
This
TV.
is our pity Dragon Con party.
Yeah, because I was talking about, Chatterwayne was talking about they do like a, during the weekend of Dragon Con, they usually spend that Saturday doing what they call a Dragon Con pity party for the people that can't go. And I was like, this is pretty much
That's
something
gonna
for
be
us.
ours. Yeah.
Yeah, because like all of us are going to be there, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're all going to be there on Saturday
We're all
afternoon.
gonna be there.
Who else is going to be there?
Carrie may come. I have to message
Kenzie's
her.
po-
close to
Kenzie's
her,
coming.
And Kenzie's
Okay.
be there too.
So I know we're going to be hanging out.
I don't know if I have Grant.
I don't
this
know
weekend,
if-
but if I have Grant, can I bring my son?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Joseph's gonna be there.
I don't
Okay, cool. Yeah.
know.
So I can have somebody to play with.
I really don't know if the pool's going to be open or not because it's Labor
the
Day
pool
weekend.
will be
It'll be
open.
open.
It's always open the
That's
Labor
usually
Day
like
weekend.
the
That's
last,
the final weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will be. This isn't like a public invite thing.
I know.
Yeah, we're talking about
You
it
are
like it is.
publicly invited to watch us from
You were
your
publicly
you're-
invited to
So
try to
watch
figure
us.
out where we are.
I don't
Right.
No, don't do that. Don't.
I don't think we're
We'll make
going,
sure not to tag Untitled Nerd Network headquarters when we.
Yeah. I don't think that we're actually going to stream the whole thing.
Oh,
This is
no.
going to be kind of a get-together. We probably will do some kind of little broadcast. That'll be kind of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, are we at the point yet where we need to do
It's way past the point.
It's way past the point.
Yeah, we are
4:55.
Holy crap, y'all.
It's almost 5 o'clock.
Okay, so I really hate that like we had one
anticipated.
person that wasn't able to make it even though they tried.
Lindsay's just eyeballing the clock.
Yes.
So excited to find out who wins.
Well, I want to give Beowulf and Sharon, I want to give them bragging rights. I want to
Yes.
draw and see who won the first one. So I guess
Yeah.
Sarah, maybe? Or does
Well, no,
Lindsay?
let
You know,
Lindsay do it.
Huh?
Yeah, let Lindsay draw. Because me and Sarah's draw. Let Lindsay.
Ready?
We're actually, oh, God. We're going to get this on.
Drum roll.
Maybe she needs to bend at the knee.
This is the first winner.
Mr. Wolf.
Mr. Wolf.
And then next,
So Beowulf got the first pair.
well, we already know
Yeah.
that you pulled Wolf again.
I am the girl that cried wolf.
Oh, Sharon said lame because she wanted her name drawn.
Miller!
Yep.
Sharon, yeah.
I mean, we knew that was going to happen anyway, but it was kind of funny that Sharon's
See who
name
wins the
didn't get
first
drawn
one.
at all.
Yes.
So Beowulf, you have bragging rights in your house that it's because of you and you alone that you now have tickets to Wizard World.
So.
You
Yay.
don't,
On the
nobody
other
else
hand-
helped. It was you.
I
did
guess
good.
for Jared, we are going to leave the certificate at Infinity Flux for
Okay.
you to pick up. This, I'm assuming you will need a photo ID, and you will need to let us know, the name in which the tickets will be under, everything. Let us know that privately in like a message or leave that info.
I got
in-
his email.
Yeah.
He said that's how we could contact
Yeah,
him.
Okay.
It says here how to redeem
Okay,
prizes.
so I don't want to read too much of this on here because I don't want to give away any special info.
I'll do the.
Okay, you will have to have your photo ID and a copy of this certificate. So we will probably get a mailing address from Beowulf and
Yeah.
them and send that to
Mail it
them.
to him.
So they will have to have this.
I got
and
stamps and all
Yep.
that at home.
so all that is good. We will. Jared, come to Infinity Flux for your prize. And Beowulf.
all I
and
see
crew.
is Sharon didn't win. Beowulf. Sharon, I love it because he doesn't want to go. 7-hour drive with 2 kids in the car. Ha ha ha. Can't wait. Thank you, UNN and Infinity Flux and Wizard World.
You leave the kids with a sitter.
I will. Here's the thing. Now, I read it is possible to take young kids to Wizard World. I saw it done at Chicago 3 years ago. I'm not going to say it's not going to be a complete pain in the ass, but it can be done. Like there's some people that say, "Oh, it's impossible. You can't do it." It can be done.
You can do it. It's just if you want to or not. I mean, it's your prerogative.
Yeah. If you're used to taking your kids to different places, by all means,
Yeah.
shoot for it.
I mean, if Joseph was older, I'd take him. But he's not old enough to run by himself. He's only 10. So
Yeah.
he'll be staying at home with my sister. Probably.
Not by himself.
Yeah.
We just want to put that out there for all the
No.
Child Protective Services and everything.
I know.
Tennessee doesn't have a limit, an age thing.
Actually, they do. It's 10. But I just went,
No, maybe it's Georgia that doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Living on the border.
yeah. I looked
I
it
didn't
up.
care. I waited until mine was 13.
I looked it up, and it is 10.
I don't
It's the
know.
age. But
For the age of like 9 and up.
it's
if-
also depends on the maturity of the child.
Yeah.
They actually say that. And I'm not going to leave him by himself for 3 days.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I
that
mean,
would
mine
probably-
is
yeah.
I'd come back and he'd still be sitting in front of the game. I didn't eat for 3
My oldest
days,
is
and I've
15,
not
I
slept
still
for 3
wouldn't
days.
I don't think I went to sleep.
Yeah, that would be
the
him.
cats are looking at you like, "Where's the food?"
Yeah, we're actually thinking about the options for that because I'm actually
That's
more worried
what I
about
was
leaving the
thinking
cats.
about. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
know what
the
to do with
cats.
the cats.
You just leave
Yeah.
a lot of food and a lot of water out.
Logan would eat it all in
He'd
day
eat it
one.
all on day one. So I'm gonna have to see if somebody will stop by our apartment and
still
check on
technically
our
be
cats.
alive when you get back because he's gonna starve to death.
Yeah, Logan's definitely not gonna starve to death. That's for damn sure.
Oh. Well, anyway, that wraps
Sharon
up.
says that she can't wait to meet us.
Yay!
And that the kids are always a pain in the ass. She'll try and get the in-laws out for the weekend.
There you go.
Well, y'all, I know Neil Beowulf and them, they don't stream usually on Saturday night, so catch us tonight during Saturday Night Crew.
Right,
we'll be on at 9 o'clock. Remember, we have a whole ton of stuff coming up. October is going to be huge, but we're not even done with August yet.
Wait,
So,
when is the
September.
FarleyCon toy thing?
FarleyCon, well, I'm not going to be able to go to it. I think I have to work.
I'll be at it.
What?
When is it?
It's sometimes I don't know because Kenzie's got a booth there. So if you need help backing up, like we did.
I don't
at
think.
the
I've not
Cosplay
even
Art
talked
Show.
to them about setting up.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
Yeah, we didn't even discuss it.
yeah, the only thing, we have
Just
so
kidding.
much other stuff going on right now, and no way in the world was I going to add another convention on top of
I
that.
mean,
What
so.
convention?
we are going to do HaloCon, though, right?
We are doing
Have you
HaloCon.
talked
That
to
is the
him?
weekend before
Because
Halloween.
the last time I talked to him, we hadn't pre-regged or anything.
Okay, I need to get with him probably Monday then. All right. Well, everybody have a good night. Everybody give your final introductions.
I'm Mark.
I'm
Yes.
Amber.
I am Lonnie.
I'm single Sarah.
I'm Lindsay.
And let's see, real quick, where to catch everybody. Mark is going to be doing Comic Book Malarkey with me Thursday, but that doesn't air live. We pre-record. It'll release over the next couple of weeks. Amber, weeknights with me on our nightly streams, retro games, and we also on Saturday Night Crew with Sarah. Sarah is doing a lot more with us now.
Yeah.
Sarah not only does Saturday Night Crew, but she also does Game of Thrones review as well as...
Oh, you know what? We do Rick and Morty reviews.
Me and Amber do Rick and Morty reviews. Me and Sarah do Game of Thrones reviews. And then check us out every other Thursday night, which this coming Thursday night is going to be one of those times.
Yeah.
For me and Lindsay on UNN Live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So anyway, we are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you live by Infinity Flux in Hixson, Tennessee. We are
Lindsay, point down right below you there.
We are-
Infinity Flux,
yeah.
right down
There
there.
you go.
we are on location and
Fingers.
didn't have a massive turnout today, but we did have enough people to at least fill the slots to where we didn't have the same person win twice. So anyway,
Bye.
see everybody tonight, and also Wizard World and all the other stuff we got going on, and